And the Lord said,
Brewheads!
What's up, everybody? I'm Lisa,
I'm Brando.
I'm Big Mike.
And I'm Padawan.
and we are Brewheads.
You damn right.
We are here today with Jess Robinson, JessBeerMe, hashtag JessBeerMe, hashtag should be Woman of the Year, Miss Connecticut Beer.
Miss Connecticut
Yes.
beer.
Welcome, Jess. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think this is only like the second or third podcast I've done ever.
Oh.
And every
It's going to
time-
seem like that's ours too.
No, you're all great, you're professionals. So yes, Instagram handle is JessBeerMe. I feel like that's still me, of course, but the beer consumption has decreased a lot.
Yeah.
Which I think for a lot of people is just kind of like how things evolve. I kind of got into beer just like everyone else does. Hey, breweries are popping up everywhere. I like hops. Let me explore.
Yep.
And instead of filling, my family's and friends' feed with my beer adventures, I wanted to create one specifically for that, kind of like just logging my adventures and seeing what happened. And I must have picked a really good time because everyone was just on social media when I was looking at it was beer. And then I got to meet so many people and just it grew, and then I started to travel, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I have a cabinets full of beer and meeting all these friends and just focusing on that, and that honestly like got me a lot more out of like my bubble, and I became a little bit more social, which is really awesome. And it just evolved after that. I mean, and then taking photos was always a passion of mine. So then when I got an opportunity to take photos of beer, that was like the perfect combination for me. And that's kind of how I got into working in the beer industry for, I think I was at NEPCO for 2 years, maybe a little more. So now I'm still in the digital marketing, social media, content world, but I don't work for NEPCO anymore. And I am realizing now that a lot of people don't know that, and they still think I work there.
Yeah.
And I think obviously that's my fault. I think when most people like leave one job to another that have some type of public figure or people that you know of, usually put out a little something, and I just didn't because it was like I was just really focused in that transition for work. And it was bittersweet for me to leave the craft beer industry. I'm still involved in obviously other ways, but yeah, outside of that, I just I guess you can say I'm a creator in that sense.
Yes.
Digital marketing, content creation, photography, whatever, all the things that fall into that.
Unfortunately, my lights decide to.
It's all right. It makes me think I'm having a stroke. It's okay.
You're in
What
theme
an
for
unfortunate
Halloween.
day.
Yeah.
911
It's just
systems are
dramatic
down
effect.
across the state.
Just lucky, I guess.
Oh my God.
Let me say my goodbyes now. Jesus.
It's like a horror movie or like a
Yeah.
Michael's going to pop up from
insane
behind me.
asylum or something.
I
Yeah.
do not like to be scared. If you guys scare me, I will never come back.
No.
But you know what? That would be a great bit. Not to do to you, but that would
Yeah.
be a great bit. If we know someone's like scared of clowns, have like a clown come out and like just scare the bejesus out of them. Or like a Diddy shoulder.
That Diddy's shoulder.
Like that guy at the fest that had Venom, who's doing the Venom.
Oh yeah.
Diddy.
Yeah. Could have had Diddy.
Just, yeah. All right.
We digress. So, you summed yourself up in a little bubble. But I think that there's a lot more than just those things. Like, you kind of have like this whole like brand ambassadorship. You are an influencer. You are digital content creator, social media genius.
Pink boots.
Pink boots. You travel across the country to do different things for different organizations, companies, and not just breweries.
Yeah, that must suck, huh?
Oh my gosh, yes, and I'm just like anxious to like travel again. I love it. I think traveling is something that I'm grateful and blessed to be able to do. So whenever you have an opportunity, just do it. And a lot of us get caught up in I don't have time or my schedule, this and that. Well, if you put it on your schedule
Yeah.
and don't do anything else except stick to that, then it will happen. So it's something that Jamal and I like to do. Like right now, we know we want to go away for the holidays, so that's it. There's, if anything comes up, we're just not available. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
just how it has to be in order to make those kind of situations happen. But yeah, I mean, we stay very busy. I stay busy. So it's been, the last few years have really evolved outside of just posting about a beer that I'm drinking, right? Or promoting a brewery or something like that. It's become a lot more about community, a lot more about education, supporting other women. And I think that's something that, you know, when I met Jamal, we both kind of related on a lot. We shared a lot of the same values. And it was actually quite funny because when we met, he was just more of like, is she really into beer? Or is she just like, you know, this
Posing.
Instagram person?
Yeah.
So, and that's valid. I can understand that. And then when we met, he was like, wait a minute. And then when I moved in, I was like, oh, by the way, that whole closet's full of bottles. And yeah, he was pleasantly surprised, to say the least, that I could, you know, I knew what I was talking about, and I liked my
Yeah.
beers. But yeah, so it's been pretty amazing to be able to do what I have, especially when I did those Choose Into Beer Summit. And then the support and the, you know, just the people that were involved and the time that people took to support that cause, to me was a big indicator that, one, we needed work like this, and two, that it should be what I've been able to build, which I don't often look at that in that regard, so it was just kind of nice. But yeah, I think, you know, when we have an opportunity to support, empower, educate, we should.
Yeah.
I think I knew about the summit more than I knew about the Connecticut chapter of Pink Boots, which
Yeah.
I want to focus on that for a minute, because the summit was something that I had in my pocket to talk about. You stole kind of one of my headlines, but that's all right. I'll forgive you. It's your story to tell. It's your story to tell. But the summit that you did, because it was what was it, 22, the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you had some pretty powerful women in beer there.
Oh my gosh, that was unreal. Like, that was like a dream come true for
Yeah.
me, honestly, to be able to pull something like that off and bring all of these women together from different states even. I mean, we had Hester Bissell from Bissell Brothers come down, and we've had the Lawson's team. We've got Valley Malt from Massachusetts. They came down, and it was just such a collaboration of everyone, like, yes, how can we help? What can we do? Where and when?
Yeah.
And so many businesses and breweries donated swag and donated. You know, we had the Sacred Heart Brewing Program. They were also there. And then for me, something that was really important was to provide resources when it comes to women. So
Yeah.
having the Connecticut Alliance to End Sexual Violence do a presentation on that and be able to provide resources, give examples on how to answer questions, how to navigate, let them know that they can help them write policy, you know, enforce certain types of procedures that they might be in need of, because it's a really sensitive topic to talk about when you speak of harassment in establishments that are mainly run by men. So to be able to provide this outlet that people can like talk about it, provide resources, information, and know where to go, to me that was like, it just made the whole event complete. And then, you know, starting off with a sound bath, which I'm sure people were like, what on earth is this and what are we doing? But the whole crystal bowls, sound healing, it was just one of those situations where before we get started, let's all just take a deep breath for 10 minutes,
Yeah.
decompress, zone out, like just
Yeah.
leave everything behind, and we can all start on the same note, right? Like, leave whatever you had behind you, and we're all here present for this moment right now. And and at first I think people were like, that's weird, people are not going to be into that. Like, it was, no one has ever done that before, you know,
Right.
to be
Yeah.
like, do this at a summit, especially when it's beer involved. But it was super well received, and when I looked back at the content and the photos, and you can just see people just in that moment and feeling the vibrations of the bowl and the guided meditation. It was quite beautiful, because everyone, men and women alike that were present, were involved. So that, to start out the event in that way, I was like, we got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a success. Yeah.
So I feel like you kind of have like this whole holistic vibe to you as well. Like you have like this whole, like, I don't know if it's yoga, I don't know if it's meditation, I don't know,
Yeah.
like, but there's a completely different side of you that keeps you grounded and centered. And like we always say, it's a vibe. Like I can remember the first time I met you, whatever we were talking about, and you're like, it's a vibe, it's a vibe. And then the first change in the year that I went to, you're like, isn't it a vibe? And I mean, it's really kind of what you, and even Jamal, like together, I can't even
Yeah.
imagine, like it just what it's like, the energy you two exude. It's, you know, I know we called you the power couple yesterday, but today we're going to call these two the power couple.
That's true.
But what is it like? Do you have like a faith, a practice? It doesn't have to be religion, but like something that grounds you to where you're able to appreciate the Tibetan bowls and the
Right.
crystals and
Yeah, and like want to move to Thailand.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's also a fun fact that not a lot of people know is that I was a licensed massage therapist for 10 years. So I started that in my early 20s. And for me, like, you know, I did college for a couple years, but nothing was speaking to me. I was a preschool teacher for a while, got my degree in that. I thought I wanted education. And I had all these different types of I guess at that time, career goals, but not really like fulfillment. And then when I started, and then I, you know, try and take care of my health and all of that, somehow led me to this like massage therapy career. And I just dove deep, and I became an oncology massage therapist. I was working at the Middlesex Hospital with the cancer patient, and just a really true holistic approach to it all. And once I started with oncology massage is when it really kind of like hit home, because it's such extremely difficult work, and nothing like it really exists in the country, never mind on the East Coast. And I was going to Roger Williams Medical Center in Rhode Island to help them pretty much like be able to provide the same type of services that Middlesex Hospital was doing over there to their cancer patients, and also to be able to have one-on-one with the doctors to coach them and to talk to them and have like kind of like I guess you could say like a fake conversation, a mock conversation on like how to relate really sad news to relatives and things like that. So all of this stuff throughout my early 20s was like, wait a minute, there's so much more to life. And I really,
It's got to be heavy on your heart too.
oh yeah, I mean, I would go home and cry sometimes just because it's like so difficult. But it was also very rewarding, because for that moment of time with these people, like they need it and you're there for them, and they're just so grateful.
Right.
And then, you know, after that, I went on to work with a chiropractor, and then after that I was, you know, had my own business traveling. But the whole time I stayed very true to everything that massage therapy school provided me, which was meditation, mindfulness, awareness, a little bit more on nutrition. And then for me, I loved anatomy and pathology. Like that was something that was very true to me. And I always like to stay very, have an active lifestyle. I played sports in high school, and I just continue that like physical and that fitness journey into my 20s and carry that up until now. So it's been this like evolving type of thing. And then obviously when I met Jamal, he was very much into like the meditative practices and the breathing and stuff. So we both kind of just blended what he knew, what I knew, and we just merged together into this like being able to make our home comfortable and making our home welcoming and making our home like as peaceful and loving as we want to feel. And that's what we've been able to embody in everyone that comes to our home. Just like we've been very grateful that everyone's like, we just love it here. Like whatever is happening here, we love it.
Yeah.
And that to us is like everything we could have ever
Until
asked
Mike
for.
shows
And
up and
until I
shatters.
show up and throw bottles
Dropping
everywhere.
bottles.
Oh, that's right. The bottom broke.
Oh
That
my
was
God,
funny.
that was so
Still
embarrassing.
Hey everybody! All right, we're gone.
No,
How we enter a room.
Kicked out, never to return.
Yes, it is so memorable. Yeah,
that's
the
too
beer
funny.
was good too. That's the
Was
sad
only
part.
the one.
Yeah, that was a good
Yeah, there
beer.
was one survivor.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man.
It's okay, it happens.
You know what? I should have gave you a beer to smash on the floor here just to make it even.
You know, that's so funny. I put the bottle that I bought in my purse because I was also carrying my water bottle. I was like, just don't drop the bottle. Don't drop the bottle. So I didn't even think of that.
Would have been perfect.
It would have been perfect. You know, it would have been.
Except it would have been a
on
waste.
theme.
Yeah.
True. It's very true.
Oh man.
How did the whole Nebco thing start?
Yeah, a lot of people like think that that's how Jamal and I met, and it's not actually. and we can talk about this maybe like, because I think it's such a fun story. Anyways, so I was already with Jamal at the time, and I had obviously met and made connections with the craft beer industry as a whole in Connecticut by that time. And I had, during COVID, I had started taking photography more seriously because, well, one, it was COVID. But I was also in this new relationship with Jamal. So, and, you know, one of his passions was to transform the backyard into a garden. So then I started photographing the whole process, and it was quite beautiful. So, and then we would have beers out there, and I'd first photograph beer, and I was already doing social media, obviously, for myself, photographing beer, but not like in the same way that I would do it professionally. And it happened to be where, well, NEPCO is growing, evolving, they need someone, I'm already doing it on my own, and I would send it, like I would just send them just photos of, hey, if you want to use it, here you go. So I started off 3 years totally just, 3 months. My first 3 months were just like trial, just to see if they liked what I did. Totally just free work, just like call it an internship, right? Because it was a new position for them. Not many breweries can offer that because all the breweries are small, and to have one full-time job and that, it's rare.
Right.
So first 3 months, and they were like, yeah, this is actually really awesome. Like, what can we do? And then the next 6 months, I was part-time. Still testing the water, seeing how the whole thing is growing, pretty much creating a position at NEPCO for this job, figure out what my job responsibilities are going to be. And I'm also now learning a lot because now I'm trying to do social media for a brand and growing, and the whole strategy, everything behind it is different than my own. But knowing one thing is very common, I love beer, they love beer, it's a brewery, right? So for me, I'm like stoked. And I've always loved NEPCO. Like I was doing yoga on Sundays just because I knew I could get 11 cans of fuzzy baby ducks that day. And it was amazing. And I just always loved NEPCO. So to even like date someone that was working there was already the cherry on top, and never mind to have an opportunity to work for them. When you're enthusiast, you're just like, wait a minute, I made it. Like, I'm here. And after the 6 months, so then at that point it's like, you know, been 9 months, and then that's when, you know, they decided to hire me full time. And then that's when things like really got a lot of fun. I was able to be a part of awesome collaborations with, you know, be able to go up to Lawson's, be able to go to Bissell, meet the whole team, be on the brew deck with them, like, and then attend all these events and just meet all these people. It was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. And then I get to do it with Jamal, because technically he was my boss. He's the director of sales and marketing. And I was the only other marketing person on the team. So it was cool. It was a really fun experience for him and I. And what was it? Last August is when I left. And that was tough. That was really tough because it's bittersweet. Like, I worked so hard to get here. I wanted to be here. I love beer. I loved everything about it. The community aspect, like the whole thing. And I love the brand. And part of me was like, I want to be the one that takes the photo of 2 ounces thing. I want to be the one that does this for them. And then to think that someone else was going to have the opportunity to do it was very hard to let go. But I did. And for me, it was more of a career move. It was totally unexpected. I wasn't planning on leaving at all. I just had a recruiter slide into my DMs in LinkedIn. And
that's usually how it goes.
And it was like, hey, we have this. And I was like, I don't know about that. And then I looked into it, and I was like, this is interesting. And then I just did the whole thing, you know, pros and cons, did the whole thing, interviewed to see what happens. And they offered me a position, and I was just like, for my career, I couldn't say no to that. It's a huge opportunity. So, and then I left NEPCO, and the person who is doing my job now, oh my gosh, he is doing amazing. The photography and the content that comes out of there, like, it's awesome. It's so cool to see, and to see that I left that and
you started that, not just left that.
Started it, left it in capable hands.
Created it and bought it, made it this thing that now someone else can pick it up and mold it into their own and continue to grow and evolve. And I think that's like the best part of it all is to see how the momentum is always building, and NEPCO has always been so encouraging about that, and the creativity behind it, the freedom that you have behind it. So that's why I think the brand too is what it is, because everyone has their own little bit of input into it. But yeah, no, it's been really cool to see what it's become now. And there are times where I'm just like, okay, well, that was like, one of my favorite beers to take a photograph, and I think about it, and I look at the stuff that I've done, and I'm just like, I go through my little, like, down memory lane. But it's always, like, with just happy feelings, just, like, feeling grateful that I got the opportunity to bring that on for that brand in the first place.
Do you ever just go to your website and look at all the memories on your website?
I do, actually. I do. Because I'm always like, one of the biggest thing is when I debate if I want purple hair. Like,
Yeah.
to be honest. That is one of the big reasons where I'm just like, I really liked it.
Although as gorgeous as your purple hair always was, the different shades of purple, the
Yeah.
length, the cut in, where it was.
It was like multiple colors at one point.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still you. It's gorgeous, but I feel like you've grown
That's Nebco,
so
That's
know,
never
like,
gonna
much.
Yeah, I mean, the last year and a half has been huge.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, like, incredibly, like, life-changing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was shocking not to see you with the purple hair.
I know. Even for me. Even for me.
But I think it was who you were, and it's always going to be part of you.
Yeah.
And not to discourage you from getting your purple hair again. I just
Yeah.
feel like you've grown so much and done so many other things that you don't need the purple hair anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely thought about it. Like, I've been, do I do just a little, like, just like an ombre, like all these other options of
Yeah.
like, what can I do to, and I've always been someone that kind of changes something about their hair every few years. So now I'm like, here we are, it's that time again. Like, are we gonna do anything? But yeah, I think the purple hair was awesome and fun at the time that I had it. We'll see if it comes back. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, so when I go
Game
through-
time decision.
there,
Yeah.
it is one of those moments where like make the appointment now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Just
Yes.
don't get like the Karen, like
No.
leave that out there.
So many people tell
Can
me
you say that,
they need
considering
to
your wife's
have a
name is
short
Karen?
hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
can
don't know
say
if I
it.
can do short hair. We'll see.
No.
A lot of people tell me like, you look so good with short
I'm
hair.
sure you'd look amazing, but you'd look amazing anyway. But
The only thing with the curly hair is that if I had cut it shorter, the curls would be like much better,
yeah.
Yeah.
curlier, but I would miss the length.
And then you wouldn't be able to put
Do
it
what I
up.
do right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Or braid it or anything. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll stay put for now.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I always tell myself, it'd be weird if I like all of a sudden just like grew braids again.
I was just gonna say,
That would
if
be
you're
so-
talking about
yeah.
braiding your hair, I wouldn't even
I
be able to
would-
look at you.
Yeah.
I say do it.
No.
I think you look good.
No.
If you put braids in your hair, I at least want the clackers in there too, so that way when you like
Yeah.
go like this.
Get the Monica.
I am not Lil Yachty. No. No.
I think that'd be a great look on you, actually.
No, it would not be.
Yeah. Now that I picture it, I think
No, it would not
absolutely.
You can always just like Photoshop it and see what it looks like, and then
I think you should do it.
Maybe
no,
the
no, you know what?
rainbow-
I look at pictures of me and Renee when we were in high school, and it's like, yeah, no, I'm all set with that.
Come on.
Yeah,
I need something to laugh at you for.
no, I'm all good.
Okay.
Or I look at the wedding pictures, and it's like, ooh, I was a fat ass. No wonder I cut my hair. Yeah.
What?
Oh, I was. Ooh,
No.
what-
Fat has a hairstyle?
Yeah, no, because like my
I gotta
face,
cut my hair, I'm
my
looking
face
fat.
was all big,
Oh, all
and I
right.
had the braids, and it was just like, ooh, no, let's make that.
I'm
a
putting
little
on
bit
too much
smaller.
weight for this
yeah,
hair.
Yeah, let's make that face a
How does
little
that
bit
even
smaller
happen?
than what it is.
Yeah. All right.
So,
So Brian was up in Vermont,
Padawan.
Padawan, up in Vermont, and he went to Alchemist, and
Hey, JessBeer mentioned us in her story.
cool. Oh my God, I know her.
That's what it's like
Yeah.
when we do our damn job. All right, go ahead.
In proud mom moment when he texted me from the parking lot and was like, "Hey, have I been here before?"
Oh, there you go.
Yes, you have.
Yes, you have.
Yes, you have. Thank
Yeah.
you for remembering.
Yeah, you were like 9, but yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. Doesn't matter. You sat in the parking lot like a good boy. It's
He
okay.
was quiet on the way home.
So that is how we ended up with such treats from Alchemist.
Yes.
So I know that Nebco does a beer judging
Yeah.
thing. Are you a judge?
No, I've participated in the homebrew competition as a
Yeah.
judger. But judger, is that a word?
Yeah, sure it is.
Oh, it sounded weird.
is today.
Maybe the stroke is contagious.
Yeah. I have judged.
No, we'll go with judger.
I like judger.
I'm the judger and jury.
That's hysterical. Okay.
It's
No,
spreading.
watch out, it's coming.
My turn.
So no, I'm not like a certified. What is it?
BJCP.
BJCP. Yeah, no. But I got really lucky when I did it to get partnered up with Ryan.
Yeah, which
Female
Ryan?
Ryan,
Which Ryan?
right?
Yeah, which Ryan?
Ryan.
There's
Female Ryan.
female and her husband,
Yeah.
the Ryans.
The Ryans.
Female.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
She's really good.
She works at the lab at Two Roads.
Yes.
And she's
I got partnered with her too.
she's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So like that was my first time judging in that scale. Like I've done the one that like 12% does sometimes.
Mhm.
But this is obviously very, very different.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. She was just like so super helpful, takes her time to explain things to you. She makes you know right off the bat that no question is a stupid question.
Yeah.
Just ask
Yeah,
it
yeah.
anyway. And when you're tasting such a variety, also different levels of skill and craft
Yeah.
and just craft in general.
Yeah.
To have someone like that on your table to be able to like walk you through it, it was like a really awesome experience. Learned a lot.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It is fantastic when people who know what they're talking about and like sharing it just geek out,
Yeah.
and you just it's like Morgan Freeman reading you something. You're just like, I could listen to this all day.
Yeah, I'm like, you're right. That's right. It
I
does
don't know
smell
what
that
that
way.
face
It does
was.
taste that way. Yeah.
Which one?
I don't know the face you just made.
That was
that?
yeah, that
You're
wasn't
like,
that wasn't a I'm listening to Morgan Freeman face. That was
No.
like
Who was? It was me chilling.
that was like I just lost a
You
brain
too.
cell.
Chilling. That's
He
how it
wasn't.
affected
He was
me.
geeking out.
Yeah, oh okay.
Yeah.
I was geeking out.
Well, I'm over here stroking out. Jesus. Concerned about myself. Again, if you guys don't hear from me again, that's don't worry.
That's fine.
So we're gonna put Jess on the spot,
Oh,
All
boy.
right.
and we're gonna
boy.
put her up first, and we're gonna see what she.
So Skadoosh is an American Indian Pale Ale. It's a 7% alcohol by volume. I read the label. I've been to Alchemist. It's beautiful up there. It's stunning. It's highly recommended. Add it to your list.
I have not been.
You haven't been to a lot of places.
There's a lot of places I gotta go.
I mean, I just got up there, what was that, like 2 years ago? And that was on my list forever, you
Yeah.
know? So it's not very often I find myself up in Stowe.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Alchemist, Lawson's.
Yeah.
I was
places I
lucky
haven't
enough
been.
to hit those, like, because when we would go on a vacation, I happened to like the Northeast a lot, and we would incorporate some brewery.
Yeah.
Lucky kids.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're up in that area, like,
Might as well.
Yeah.
That's what I did for a really long time. Planned where I was going based on
Based
what
on
brewery
breweries,
was
yeah.
around
Yeah.
me.
So we're doing 1 to 5.
What we normally do?
We'll do the okay.
What we
We'll do
normally
the 5. She's semi-versed
Yeah.
in what we do. So you're going to tell us what you taste, what you like,
Smell.
What you smell?
what you smell, and then anywhere between 1 through 5
In
to the
quarters.
0.25. Yeah.
So it's interesting because I haven't really been drinking a lot of like hazier IPAs these days. So right away it's like so hop forward and aromatic,
yeah.
which I love because that's one of the reasons why I loved craft beer in the first place.
Yup.
Right?
Smell.
Like just I want a candle that I can light that just smells like that.
Yes.
I love like that first take. It's really refreshing. It's really flavorful. Citrusy. I feel like but the back end is leaving me with a little bit more like bitterness. So that's lingering a little bit longer than I'd like. But overall, like I still have a very citrus type of aftertaste, which is quite pleasant. But I think out of a 1 through 5, I would give it a 4, mainly because of the back end aftertaste that I'm getting
Yeah.
right now. It's not super pleasant.
Go ahead there, Big Mike.
For me, I get a lot of ripe citrusy fruit, and it tastes really good. A little juicy in the front, a little dank in the back. Nice hoppy flavor to it, and I would give this a 3.75.
Okay.
I love the piney aspect that I'm getting out of it. It takes a little while for me to get it, but I do like it very much. The hop forward obviously I love. I very much enjoy the aftertaste. Definitely bitter. I will go with a 4.25.
And now the least educated of the, no, I scratched that. Least educated. Retracted.
Wow. You went from self-deprecating to insulting.
Yeah, that's what I do.
That's fantastic.
Full gamut. I'm going to say, not to be redundant, but, you know, it kind of reminds me of something older school.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when first IPAs were coming out, those
Totally.
like super dank and hazy. I get a lot of juice when I let it sit in my mouth for a minute. And then that like hop bite and that like rind kind of taste that I really like.
It's got a nice little rind to
So I'm going to give this a 4.25.
it. Padawan, who hates IPAs.
Yes. But I'm fair about grading the IPAs. You know?
You know, you've
I
gotten
can
a little
appreciate
better.
that.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like
I-
Untapped. People are putting
Oh,
on there.
God.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
my
Don't
thing
get us
is
started.
I don't like any IPAs. It's very rare to find one that I like.
Interesting.
But I grade them fairly based off of what it's supposed to be. So,
you can appreciate the style.
right. It's just I'd prefer not to get them. But
Thanks for
I
buying
know,
them.
I know. I know you guys like IPAs.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why I bring them. So I like it up front because you don't get that IPA taste. It's on the back end where I start not to like it, and it just sits in my mouth. So
Just drink fast.
Drink faster.
Drink fast.
right,
You never get it.
3.5.
3.5.
Wow.
Wow.
All right.
I feel like that's a high score from him.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's
For
why
an
it
IPA.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is one of the better IPAs I've had. But once again, I just don't like IPAs.
So, question: you wouldn't order it, but if someone gave it to you, would you drink it?
I'll drink almost anything that is given to me. Yeah, I'm not.
like
My
that.
son.
I like that.
It's my son, everyone.
I like that.
You know,
Another proud
I'm not
mom
gonna
moment.
look a gift horse in the mouth.
Okay.
But-
True. Facts. Well,
Here's my $1 million question, though. Because I hear the name Skadoosh, and immediately I think Jack Black.
Kung Fu Panda.
Okay? Skadoosh! So if Jack Black, dressed as Kung Fu Panda, came sliding in and handed you this beer,
Into my DMs.
yeah,
Okay.
or in person, and popped up over your shoulder and scared you and handed you this beer, would it taste better?
Kung Fu Diddy gave
Kung
me a
Fu
beer.
Diddy. Everybody
Yes.
be Kung
Yeah,
Fu Diddy.
That might be the exception to your rule that you're gonna drink anything anyone gives you.
What?
I think if Jack
Oh
Black...
no! If yeah.
Oh,
Or Cosby.
No.
all right.
Sorry.
We
We derailed.
derailed
All
real
right.
quick.
I would
that took
drink
me a
it.
minute to get there too. Wow. I am off tonight.
It's all right.
Mike,
Yes.
to answer your question now, if this didn't sit on my palate for so long on the back
Yeah.
end, I would like this a lot more. I just don't like the aftertaste and how
You know,
long it stays in my mouth.
Yeah, it does have, like, when you let it sit, all you taste is like a resiny, hoppy.
I was gonna say I'm gonna put like hop gum in his stocking so he can
Yeah,
build
there
up a
you
tolerance.
go. Yeah, there you go.
I didn't mean to
Start
ruin Christmas
chewing
for
on
you, but
pellets.
yeah.
But
Lift barbells with your tongue.
Bring him over
get
to
it
the
ready.
Sam Adams tour and just give him the hand.
Oh yeah, just constantly eating the hops.
but overall, it is a good IPA. I don't hate it.
It is really good.
It's
Wow.
very- yeah, it's very good.
I guess for me, I'm lucky that I really love that.
I should have got this
You
up there.
drink 120 raw dog,
Yeah, dude. That's my shit.
like fresh.
Go to the
120.
store.
Yeah.
Done.
Ooh,
Impressive.
since he did that, I know what topic I'd
Hold
like
on.
to bring up next. Yep, me?
Go ahead. Yeah, you and your Italian fingers.
Yeah,
Your
hair-
wands.
yeah. Have you ever shotgunned a beer, Miss
Oh
Jess?
my gosh. I try to.
Yeah, yeah.
I've tried, for sure.
So on your website, JessBeerMe.com, there was a video of changing the air in the parking lot of
Ah,
you and the
yes.
boys shotgunning beers. And I'd like to call out one person, and it's not you, for sucking at shotgunning beers, especially at Change in the Air
I
Festival.
think I know what you're talking about.
Do we want to say it together?
No.
No? Because you're nicer than me.
Dale.
James. Dale. I would never say an unkind word about Dale.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah.
James.
Yeah,
James?
so that specific day was actually we did a pop-up for the Seeing Sounds Festival in New Haven.
Yeah.
And we say that we're the CETA crew. The
Mm-hmm.
CETA no, at the
CETA
time
crew?
we were the CETA street team. So we literally did
Yeah.
a whole beer sampling at the Seeing Sounds Festival, which is phenomenal, but it was 90 degrees outside. It was hot. And it was a lot of work. And we decided that we were going to shotgun a beer, which we did it again. That was 2 years ago. We did it again last year. And yeah, it's really funny to watch back and someone, and then even this past year too, when we did it, someone cracks the beer open and just drinks it as it's pouring just out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm just like, what went wrong here?
That doesn't count.
So it's interesting to see everyone's take.
So I may have not anywhere near Cedar Park because
Okay.
that would not be appropriate to do there. But James got his ass handed to him.
That's hysterical.
Yet
By
again?
me.
Where was this?
Was that at Hanging Hills? Was
No.
that it?
It was. It
What
was.
did he say about it though?
Well, he thought he would do better,
Of course he thought.
but then
would do
he
better.
said, "I'm actually not surprised, though, Lisa."
Oh my gosh.
So, but I did embarrass him in front of all of the boys, and I mean,
I guess.
it was at Cedar Park.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it was a Black and Brew.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sounds
it was.
about
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
I was just trying to be respectful of the space
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
not
Yeah.
acting like an animal there.
right. Yeah, but as long
But I
as
did.
It, yeah. Also, you were having a beer that was in the park. If it had
Correct.
been otherwise, then
No,
I'd
no.
be like,
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? You weren't. I think Renee was a little bit more partying heavier than you were. So, good.
which I love, by the way. That
Oh.
made my night.
I loved it too.
Until. There's always an until.
Yeah.
So,
Happens sometimes.
Yes.
who in Brewheads can shotgun a beer?
Oh,
better?
I can't. I suck.
No?
Only Lisa.
I
I
think
suck
it
at
just
shotgun.
takes me a long time.
I suck at
I
shotgun.
can't have all that liquid and it's a lot.
I'm a former asthmatic.
What is? So you should be swallowing it like the air to live.
Yeah, that's the thing that makes me want to gag. I have a very I can't. No.
I just heard that and my mind went someplace else. So let's
yeah.
end that conversation.
No, that's surprising.
I'm actually blushing a little
When are you not?
because I didn't mean that one. Isn't it surprising that when
That's
I
the
don't mean to
second-
say something,
That's the second
how,
pod in
like,
a row.
Yeah, how embarrassed and blushy I get.
Yeah.
But then when I say it on purpose, I'm like, yeah, and
Get
You
over
were
it.
ready for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Second pod in a row. You're
blushing.
yeah.
Maybe it's a new me.
Yeah, right.
I
No.
don't. Yeah.
No.
I can evolve. I can change. Tell him, Jess.
Nope.
Everyone can grow.
Everyone can grow.
Huh. It's unlikely I will. However, I could.
Put all the vibes out there.
Yeah,
And
all the
it-
vibes.
You know.
Always vibing.
Yeah,
Always vibing.
that's all right.
Always. Yeah.
So, yep, there was the shotgun video. What else do I have for Miss Beer Me here?
Oh,
my
you know,
gosh.
I would like to ask how was it on your end helping and watching Jamal go through everything with Cedar Park and getting that up and going?
Oh my gosh, it's such an incredible journey to see a human come up with this concept, this dream, right? This thing that we all are like, oh my god, how cool would it be? And he said this to me once a while ago, which I now have kind of adapted as my own, when it's
Yeah.
like, well, if not you, then who? And I'm like, that is so true, because if not you, then who on earth is
Yeah.
going to do this? So to see him work as hard as he has, he's so committed and passionate, and nothing gets him off the path that he's on. It's very inspiring. It's motivational and it's inspiring. So if there's anything that I can do to help on my end, I'm there for it. We've had some crazy long nights of work.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And to have him work full time at NEPCO and literally give it another full time hours,
Yeah.
especially in the development phase of Cedar Park, was just like, I'm like, who are you? How are you keeping all of it
Yeah.
together?
Yeah.
Like, it's so impressive to watch, and how he's become such a mentor to the team, and I see him like the way that he helps coach other people when they're, and like identifies those moments, and he's just fantastic, like fantastic.
I don't want to make this about him because he had his moment. And I made him shine, like the whole philanthropist nonsense thing. Yeah, okay, it's over. But what was that post that he just recently did, New Haven, like Men of Color Day Out, or
Oh,
what
yeah,
was
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Oh.
So there's this is I think the third annual one that they
Yeah.
do. It's another organization that what they're trying to do is bring people, men of color, in this professional setting, get dressed up and come out and support and like come together in numbers. And they get together downtown New Haven and do this whole walkthrough. They did it right where like all like the town buildings are that like it's like off of Church Street.
It was
and
beautiful.
They
Yeah.
get together. They all get dressed up. That's the whole point, right? And then it's like it's a moment. Like
Yeah.
anyone walking on
Yeah.
the street that sees that, you're just like taken back by this whole movement that they're trying to create, and like just building community around like the
There was
people
some
around them.
badass suits there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
You know,
That was
that's why.
style.
That's why I couldn't go. It was like I do not have a suit that can be walking down like no.
it looked like a movie scene.
Yeah.
It was
It
beautiful.
was some
and then some
bad
people
suits.
brought in
Yeah.
like their children
Yeah.
too, so there were
Yeah.
some boys in there and
Yeah.
mixed like, but to be that young and then to see what you were a part of,
Yeah.
it's like that's gonna be amazing to like look back on.
Windsor School did that like 1 or 2 years where they had like Dad's Day or something like that, where they tried to get all the fathers to come out, or didn't have to be dads, it could have been grandfathers
Yeah,
or
but, like,
whoever,
a man-
but
a
everyone
male
dress
figure.
up and show them what a good, powerful man,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
show up, just
Yeah.
show up.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see it all. And everyone looked amazing, and then the
Oh, yeah.
party was at Cedar Park, which was, we had great weather for it.
Yeah.
So all around, I mean, it's been really amazing to see what Cedar Park has become to the community.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful.
Like, it's such this like center point of all of these different aspects
Yeah.
that can just come right in, utilize it, make it their own, and embrace it. And it's been super cool to see it grow.
All right, really
Sorry.
quick, someone give us a breakdown of this.
Oh. I'll do that. So
Is it orange?
this is
Sturkwit.
Sturkwit, Belgian style double wit ale, 7 horsepower.
Yep.
And this white ale is brewed with orange zest and lightly spiced with coriander. Refreshing yet fulfilling. This beer has been conditioned and
Can conditioned.
Oh, I missed that.
That's the only thing.
It's because you don't have your glasses on.
Yeah, I
the
don't,
only
I
word I
don't.
could see.
This beer has been can conditioned
whole,
and
DJ
contains
voice
a layer of yeast at the bottom of like the emphasis on the
A layer of yeast.
Oh.
on the bottom that must be allowed to settle before consumption. Pour slowly, which none of us did, and
Nope.
gently, which none of us did. Make sure to leave the sediment behind.
That's not my job.
That's really not.
That's not my
Really
job.
not. You remember forever ago when we I forgot what beer it was that we drank, and literally the bottom of the can.
Thimble Island.
It was Thimble Island.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah.
Oh.
It was like we poured the beer, and it was still like the can felt like it weighed like 2 pounds because of all the like sediment on
Yeah.
the bottom of the can.
Like it was either
Sounds
the first or
delicious.
the last of the can.
Yeah,
run.
and
It
then
was just like,
did Clinton end up? Did we make Clinton drink it?
Clinton drank it.
It's disgusting.
That's awful.
Hazing.
Clinton drank it.
He drank it. Yeah.
Hazing, that's awful. You guys should be ashamed of
Probably why he
yourselves.
quit.
Yeah. It was that
What are you
yeast
laughing at there
cake.
next?
That one yeast
No,
cake.
I will not do that. That's gross.
But I think, all kidding aside, like yeast is something in beer that I don't think gets the credit that it deserves.
Oh,
because
no,
Yeast, once I started diving deep into the
Yeah.
educational portion of beer, I was blown away
Yeah,
by
yeah.
yeast. And
Oh, yeah.
my first questions became like, well, what generation of yeast is this? What strand is this?
Right.
And when it came to like lagers, and I was just so intrigued by the whole process. I'm like, we talk about hops so often. Why are we talking about yeast? And I know
Yeah.
that sounds crazy to say, but that is what is making
That's
our
the
beer.
shine.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
That's the shine in this.
Yeah.
Is the yeast in
You
this
know what?
one?
I think because the craft beer industry focused the focus on IPAs got so heavy, so hard that all it was hops. What's the hops? What's the
It was
hops? What's the
just
hops?
the hazy,
And then you don't
juicy
realize
IPA.
how important yeast is
What's
until you
ABV?
get to like lagers and Belgians
Right.
and wits and all that stuff that it depends on the yeast, how the flavor profile is of the beer. Then that's when you really start, oh, wow, this is, okay, I don't give a fuck what hops is in this. What
Yeah.
kind of yeast you got in that?
yeah.
What layer of yeast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What layer?
Yeah, it was really cool. When I went out to Asheville, we stopped at White Labs, and they were just pretty much a company that was selling yeast.
Yeah.
But they started making their own beers. And
Yeah.
and like, it was a very different experience because instead of a whole cooler of beers, they had a whole cooler of yeast packets of different
Oh, wow.
strands. they could
That's
buy.
crazy.
And
Wow.
the beer was phenomenal.
They were in Asheville.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
So tell us about Asheville, because that was kind of a cool story that Jamal started
Oh, yeah.
telling us about.
Yeah,
yeah.
You were like, going down there for some JessBeerMe business,
Yeah, just
and then all of a sudden Jamal
Which I don't like that word, but that's what it is.
Jamal'd his way down there as well.
It blew me away when like we realized that the same person that reached out to me was the same person that he had been in contact with for something completely different.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then when they were like, "Wait a minute, who's your wife? Wait a minute, like that's the same person." It was awesome to be able to like experience that with him because it had like an itinerary. It had a certain amount of places to check out, which was pretty cool because I didn't have to do all that research on my own.
Yeah.
And they pretty much just reached out to help because what was happening is Asheville's tourism has gone down. And I think a lot of places since COVID have experienced that.
Very true.
And they are someone that recognize the power of social media and the power of people, quote unquote, influencers and things like that. And so they just reached out, and it was the Asheville Brewers Guild executive director and this like Explore Asheville travel company teamed up, and they reached out and were like, "Hey, we have this entire Asheville Beer Week. How many days can you come down?" And Asheville Beer Week, I think, was like 8 or 9 days.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And I was like, I can only do like 4. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I cannot do all of them. But it was pretty awesome for them to invite me down there. It was like my first big influencer trip. And,
Yeah.
and I was like, that's kind of cool that it's in beer because I never thought that. I know that when it comes to that kind of thing, especially social media and influencers and such, craft beer doesn't have that type of money for, right? Like you think about
True.
beauty, clothing,
Yeah, yeah.
there's money everywhere. You see all these paid influencers for like the next, lipstick and things like that. That's everywhere. But when it comes to beer, not many people can afford that. So that was really interesting when it came down to them reaching out for that purpose. And checked out some newer breweries, some older breweries, and then Jamal and I just walked everywhere. We were walking like 8 or 9 miles a day, just walking everywhere.
Yeah.
Stopping at all the places, eating all like such great food, and it was he got to have the meeting that he needed to have while we were there, and it was pretty incredible, and I'm really happy and thankful that I went when I went because obviously right now Asheville's a totally different place.
Right now,
And it's
yeah.
like so sad because of the hurricane, and it's devastating to see the streets that I was just walking at last year
Yeah.
to have
Gone.
them be the way
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
It hit in a different way having just been there.
It was crazy how that hurricane happened. And then like one of my counter guys, he was showing me a video. He's like, "Oh, Mike, did you see this container just crack open and just kegs fell off it?" And he shows me, and it's freaking New Belgium's like container going down, and it's like that's New Belgium. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
And like the breweries that like were like directly affected,
Yeah.
they don't have anything.
Anything,
left.
yeah.
It's so sad. It's heartbreaking. But when we were last year, it was a really cool experience. I had never been to Asheville, so that was just a lot of fun.
Just want to give a quick shout out to all of the Connecticut breweries that pay
Donated.
living
yeah.
wages to their staff, so the tips can go to different donations.
Right.
And the first one that comes to mind is Little House. I know there's plenty of others, but thank you
Yeah.
guys for doing that
Donating
and
to
supporting the cause.
Yeah, it matters. It makes a difference for sure.
It really does, especially for that community, and because no one expects to be flooded in that. I mean, it's a mountain area,
Yeah.
so no one expected that at all. So it was truly devastating just
Yeah.
to see that and how it went down. It was just crazy.
And then I also just want to correct myself because there was a lot of people rallying around Connecticut when Oxford got washed out, and so a lot of people were supporting the small businesses here in Connecticut. And then of course we can't leave out, when the flash flooding took out a lot of Vermont, breweries banded together again,
Yeah.
which is what we love about the brewery families, is that it really is such a tight-knit group, and it doesn't matter what state, where you're from. Beer fam is beer fam.
Yeah.
Very true.
They're all separate, but they're all connected. which
Yeah,
is
and I
cool.
think that's where, for example, people like us, right, that love beer, develop the sense of community behind it, because we already have that in common.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it's just so easy to just talk, chit chat, connect, because you're already here for that reason, and it's beautiful to see all across. No matter where I go, I'll literally put up a story, say, hey, I'm going to be here at this day, and I've had people like employees of those tap rooms or those breweries be like, hey, I just work on the canning line. I'm like, come have a beer with me.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
play
for
a
real.
role in the place.
You
Like,
just work
Yeah.
on the
yeah,
canning
Canning
line.
line.
Come on.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just
Yeah.
do this. No, and I take my time and I have a beer with them and I connect with them,
Mm-hmm.
and I've always loved that part of it. And I think that's because that connecting with people is something important to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this brings me that kind of, and I just love connecting with
We're-
you.
we're
I don't
the-
care what you do. I want to connect with you.
We're the same way. Yeah, we're
So
totally
with
the same way.
this healthier, maybe not version of you, but the decrease on the beer, how
Yeah.
are you finding your happiness and centered, and instead of have a beer with me, have what's
Yeah, I think the biggest struggle for me was I was for so long so tied to my handle, the Instagram handle, JessBeerMe, JessBeerMe, and I'm like, I know it's a cool handle, but
Amazing handle.
yeah, I'm also I started to feel obligated to only post about beer, which is so not sustainable, and it's
Yeah.
just not realistic.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just not real. So, and when my account, when I was posting all the time, I was, 1, single, 2, in my spare time, all I was doing was beer. 3, the craft beer, there was breweries popping up left and right.
Everywhere.
Right.
So it's
Everywhere.
easy. I had a lot of connections, especially not that I promote this, but shipping beer and beer trading. I
Yeah.
was negotiating
Yeah,
with people
yeah.
on can
No,
releases.
and the legal supportive ways, of course.
yeah.
So, I had a few, I think a year where there would be an insane monkish release,
Yeah.
Oh.
and literally 2 days later,
Yeah.
I would post about it, and people are
Right.
like, how
How-
is this
yeah,
happening?
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when my account was really wait a minute,
Yeah.
this girl's on another level. And, and then eventually that, obviously with COVID, I think everyone had to readjust what they were doing.
Yeah.
And I remember one time posting a story, which I later on, I think it took me 10 minutes to realize, and I deleted it. But you know how at the end of the week your iPhone tells you how much time you spend on
Yeah.
your screen time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine said 5 minutes. And I was like, because I was just never on my phone. And I was like, this is, I don't know when maybe before I had an actual phone,
Yeah.
I've spent less than 5 minutes on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It blew my mind. And I remember I posted it as a story. And I was like, I should probably delete this because no brand wants to work with me knowing I'm never on my phone.
Right.
But at the time, it was for me, it was this whole reevaluating. What am I doing? And how do I want to proceed?
Yeah.
Mind you, at that time too, I was with Jamal, and a lot of things were new and changing in everyone's lives, especially in mine in that sense. So, I honestly fell in love with athletic. I love athletic. I know a lot of people feel a certain way, and I do get, if I had a penny for every time I've heard someone say well, what's the point of a beer with no alcohol?
No,
I'm like,
Flavor.
Like, you
What's the
don't get it.
point
We
of
don't-
only drinking to get drunk?
Yeah, like we don't need to talk about this. Like our conversation is
Yeah.
over the second I hear that.
Yeah.
And if you don't get it, then that's fine. It's not for you. It's okay. But I don't need to feel a certain type of way because I'm choosing this option. And I've always really valued my health and having an active lifestyle. So for me, it was just more of that balance.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I started working in beer, there was so much beer around me that I didn't seek it anymore. I didn't crave it as much. Before, when I wasn't working at a brewery, then I want to go out to the brewery after work or on the weekend. But when I'm 40 hours a week, I'm in it. It's a very different thing,
Yeah.
So I'm not necessarily seeking an IPA at the end of my shift. So it's very different. And so that's when I started to kind of see the change. And then athletic just started becoming a part of my lifestyle in general. And there's always athletic in my fridge, always, between their hop waters to their IPAs, all of their experimental stuff.
Blueberry.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I love the blueberry.
Yeah.
That lime rattler.
The lime
that
rattler
one
was
was
super
really
good.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So-
we're fans of
Yeah.
athletic.
I love it. And then they opened up their ambassador opportunity. And mind you, they're like, I remember I looked at the comments and there were all these athletes, these incredible people.
Yeah.
So accomplished. Like, I was like, I'm going to apply, but who knows what will happen. Let me just apply and see what happens. And they accepted me, and I was like, another dream come true.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to, kind of get the awareness, especially coming from someone who was known for beer,
Yeah.
to then be like,
Still beer.
Yeah.
listen, it's beer, but like we don't have to have a negative conversation about this. It can be a very open conversation.
Definitely.
I had an athletic before I came here. Like,
Yeah.
I truly believe that having that balance and having that option available to you without the alcohol.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like it's proven. Look at how much they've grown.
Yeah.
Right.
No, they're the 13th.
They are booming.
They're number 13 in the nation.
In the nation. Are
Yeah.
they number 1 in Connecticut?
I mean, they've.
I think
they've
they
gotta
have to be
up
number
there.
1 in Connecticut.
Yeah.
But I know they're 13th in the nation for biggest brewery.
Yeah, I tried them for the first time at JABF in 2019, and they had a small table.
I think we got her beat.
With what?
When we tried
first
it.
tried athletic.
But
Oh, really?
we tried 3 of their beers.
Oh, no, 2018, my bad. 2018.
Oh,
They
okay.
did
All
that
right.
in
All right.
2019.
So maybe same time because it was the first small state.
Small state.
Yeah, they were
small
just
state.
coming out.
Yeah, they were
like-
just
But
coming
did you
out.
guys go there
No,
to
we
their...
did.
No. Did you go to Athletic thinking
no.
that it was an actual brewery?
No, he
No.
All
called us
to
over.
find out that it was non-alcoholic and
Oh,
looked
that's
like
what
an
you
idiot?
did. That's what you did.
Maybe.
Oh, hold on, wait. And that's right, because you didn't follow us to when we went to athletic. You decided not to follow us. That was the same. That was the same small state great beer that we met you at.
It was?
It was.
Okay, well.
That
Well,
you-
maybe
that you-
maybe I just
well,
finally
maybe-
got tired of being
yeah.
ignored or someone
Yeah,
being rude to me.
Yeah.
Fuck it, Brando.
What? Look, I have bad days.
We all have bad days. And look at where we are now.
Yeah.
We're not single.
But yeah, we.
Are
It
you?
was
are you
nice
single?
to see them at a
No.
brew fest. There wasn't a long line,
Right.
and it was like, you know what? Let's see what they got. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
non-alcoholic, but let's see what it tastes like. And the 2 of them was good. 1 of them was not, but they have
But they have
grown, and
Yeah.
their beer has just
The one
gotten better and better.
The one that we did not care for is very tasty now.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah, they have such a variety
Yeah.
too. Like that's the best part. That there's something new coming up all the
Yeah.
time.
I mean, you went on that when you went on that 6 months.
9 month.
Oh yeah, 9 months of
9
no
months
drinking.
sabbatical.
Yeah.
I have a buddy that lives
right.
over in Shanghai that gets that shipped over to him over there.
Athletic?
Yeah.
I love that. I mean,
So
there
it's
are
wild to see
international-
Yeah.
the pictures of
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good.
And like they, I had a friend that worked at Athletic at the time, and he sent me a job opening for social media.
Oh, no
And
kidding.
it was like the night before our honeymoon, and I had
Oh.
just come off of the summit, and here's
Yeah.
a text. This just opened up, and I was like, I'm like leaving in like a couple
Right.
hours.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
I can't. I had no time to. I was working at Nevco at the time. I had no time to like
Mm-hmm.
do anything, and I was like, if it's still here when I come back,
Yeah.
I'll consider. And of course, it was gone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people that get those jobs never leave, so I always think, I wonder what would have happened. But now it's to be able to just be a part of it in any shape or form is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So what do you get to do now with that?
Honestly, I just promote
Mhm.
it as much as I can. I think having people that can speak of it. I've had people at bars pull me aside and be like, okay, so you're an ambassador, like tell me about athletic, tell me what this is, what this means. And to me, like, I am more than happy to have those conversations with you. I'm also able to, I can provide, I think it's 20% off for people that want to buy it. So I think my promo code is JessBeerMe, so which is cool to be able to just, I know people
Yeah.
that's all that they drink, so I'm like, save some money. And there's also a huge community behind it. They reach out all the time if there's like events for you to be able to work. So they'll like pay you to work an event. For example, if there's like even if it's like a beer fest or a
Yeah.
Spartan race or something cool. And for me, like that component I love, because I've always been like an active person, and I love fitness, and I love just anything that embodies that type of lifestyle. So it's cool to be able to like have the opportunity if you can do it. So, and they've been huge supporters of everything changing the air, even through Cedar Park.
Yeah.
They have always been huge supporters, and Oren, who is now one of the brewers at Athletic, is pretty amazing. And I think maybe Jamal spoke of him in the past. He became a scholarship recipient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changed his whole career and all of that, and worked his ass off at it, and got a scholarship. And then now he's one of the brewers at Athletic, and one of the largest,
Which is
most
great.
fast-growing breweries.
Yeah.
I mean, that is incredible. Like,
Yeah.
Do you guys ever just sit down, like feet up on a coffee table, watching Price is Right, fireplace going, I don't know, and just look at each other like, we are crushing life. Like, we
Yeah.
are fucking awesome. And I know you two are too humble to see yourselves that way, but like if someone was reading you a story about Jamal and Jess, would you believe it's you two?
no, sometimes we do have to take that step back. I think one is just a healthy perspective.
Yeah.
And two, sometimes we forget in those times of stress when it is like peak Cedar Park or peak changing the air. Even with me in the summit, like we got married and then we were leaving for the honeymoon in like 3 weeks. And I was like, Jamal, I'm putting my head down for the summit. You plan the honeymoon. And he
Yeah.
supported me in everything that I needed. But it was like, those moments is where you have to be like, this is why we do this.
Yeah.
Right? You have to remind yourself. And you got people like, for example, Oren, who has become a close friend of ours. And to build community around that,
Yeah.
it's beautiful. Like Cedar Park and the people involved in it believe in the cause. And when you've got people that have gone through the scholarship and who have literally like had the whole experience, is phenomenal. So yeah, it's really awesome to be able to have that opportunity and to do it with Jamal, because he's just such an inspiration. That man
He
is
is.
like unlike any human I've ever met.
Do you guys ever stop?
is.
Do you guys ever like sit and do nothing?
We try to. Well, believe it or not, we really do try to.
I don't believe it.
But it's like midwinter, like when we're like.
Okay, you know what? Yeah.
Holy
that,
crap.
That I can understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I still don't believe it, because at that point I think he's like, I gotta plant
Oh, it's
my tomato
brainstorming.
plants,
Right.
and I gotta,
Yeah.
get the squashes, potted,
Oh,
because
absolutely.
then, it's gonna be spring before
Garden
I know it.
season
And
starts in February.
correct.
And like over the winter, like there's already plans on, creating a whole marketing strategy for Cedar Park and how's the park going to grow. And then it's
Yeah.
continuing to fundraise and continue to reach out, to continue to stay relevant until we're able to open again. So there's a lot of work that still has to get done during those months off, regardless of, whatever else life brings at us.
And those are just the well-known things.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there's other like little things we're unaware of that you guys do.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing with Jamal and I that we love is like food, right? So we're very big foodies. We love to cook, which is why we love One Thailand, because of the food, and also
food,
like
yeah.
the climate is beautiful.
I just can't do that flight. I'm sorry.
It's a lot.
That's
It
a flight.
is.
I so want to go to Thailand. I just don't want to take that flight.
Yeah, it's like a 22-hour flight. So like the first,
Like, do they get fuel in the air?
so you have to stop, and it depends which route you take.
Right.
But usually the first flight one of the flights will be around 6 to 7 hours, and the next flight will be 14. And usually you stop either in Dubai or South Korea. So it depends on which route you're taking.
So you don't even go. I've always thought it went from California, Japan down.
No, we've gone two different ways. So we've always flown out of New York. So we've done New York, Dubai, Bangkok, but we have also done Phuket, which is like the other large city there, South Korea, and then New York. So it just depends on your route. But in total, you're in the air for about 21 hours, and it's an 11-hour time change.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's the only reason why.
But that's why you go for, we try to go for 2 weeks, so you have time to adjust.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you lose an entire, like the first time you went, Jamal, the way that he was just going by the dates.
Yeah.
But we ended up losing an entire day in Bangkok because of the time change. So we got there at, I think it was like 8 or 9 in the morning, or maybe it was like noon. But he thought it was the day before, but we had gone 11 hours ahead.
Yeah.
So we literally like couldn't even take naps. We unpacked and off to the streets we went to explore. We planned he had planned a Michelin star street food tour.
Oh.
Which is incredible. And we just pulled an all-nighter, and we went to bed with Bangkok, and we woke up, we were like, here we go again, and we had like 6 more hours until we left to the next location.
Yeah, I could've
But it's incredible. Like, if you could go and just like suck it up this one time, it's so worth it.
I am failing at life.
I know.
I do nothing.
I know one thing I'm not doing.
We know.
I do nothing.
I am not taking that boat trip y'all took last time.
On this boat.
Yeah.
Why?
You did not see the video?
Oh,
You see Jamal's face?
Oh,
And the video honestly doesn't even like show
I can
you the real life.
I can imagine because the shock and awe on his face just told me all.
We did that. So you go. This is actually like the same exact boat. It's like wooden. It's small. Like that's primarily the transportation in the islands over in Thailand. So last time you went, we had this beautiful day. You spend the whole day out there, take your island hopping. It was gorgeous. So this time let's do it again. But we're like, the skies were a little dark, but we're like, it's gonna be fine. And we left a little bit later. We left at 2 this time. And around 4, the weather just like changes, and it's like the waves, like the boat, like you see sky, you see water, you see sky, you see water. And the wave.
Dear life. Like
the wave was brutal. Like
He was not
happy. No.
it was insane. And
Did he throw up?
no,
No.
Life
he didn't.
preservers?
I threw up.
Wait.
They had them in the bag.
The funny part is just giggling the whole
Yeah,
time.
that would have been me.
I was like, we're gonna be okay.
She's giggling the whole time, and he's like, no.
Remind you of anything?
It's going to be a great death. You're going to love it, Jamal.
And the guy, like the driver, like literally, like the driver, like, so we sat in here, and he has a covering, and the driver is just standing here, just like taking us wherever. So at some point, it got like a little calm, and Jamal pokes his head out, and then he's just like just this is his everyday, just getting this like downpouring. And to him, he's like, this is just another day on the island. It's
Americans.
fine. And then you got Jamal just like, take us home. Like,
Shock and fucking awe
I
on
swear,
his
he
face.
like blacked out. Yeah.
I remember you sent that to me. You're like, yo, look at Jamal. And I was like watching. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not watching this.
Did we score this?
No, we did not. We didn't even talk about
this.
Which we can talk about it.
All right, someone really quick. Yes, we did.
No.
No.
We read the
You
can.
read the label,
Oh.
and
And then we
went-
started
So that's
talking about
talking.
yeast.
So all right. So
Oh, and then we started talking about yeast.
Padawan does not like it.
Oh no, this is awful.
Hence why I don't think he.
Look at
That's
that
why
glass.
he didn't like the $40 bottle of whatever.
Fox Farm.
Yeah.
Fox Farm.
Thank you. Because this is actually pretty good.
Right.
No.
Right. It's not good.
You shut the fuck up, Padawan. Anyway.
Tell me what you
It
think,
tastes
Mike.
like acid.
Are we it does not taste
It
like
does not
acid.
taste like
I don't
That's
know.
what I get.
All right.
Like, what kind of acid have you been dropping?
All right, you can
It
go
Jackass.
back.
tastes like stomach acid.
You can go
It
back and
tastes
hit
like
record.
throw up.
Go to the GI guy.
It tastes like throw up.
Yeah, all right.
Brendo, hit record.
I
We
did.
are recording.
This
Don't
is
do
not my
that.
high school acid.
No, this is not my high school acid. I never did
this-
acid.
This is
All right.
not good.
All right.
You know what? Padawan, give us your true assessment of this beer. I wanna
In a
hear it.
professional manner.
I want to hear it.
Carmax it.
Carmax.
I don't even know what I taste.
Yeah.
I don't know what I smell.
Yeah.
I really just don't know.
Yeah.
But it is not
It's not
good to me. It doesn't.
This is
It
I think it's maybe the spice component. It's like the
coriander.
and, like,
I get
the
no
zest.
zest.
Yeah.
I get
So-
zero zest.
So the zest you will normally you get like a tiny bit of it. It's like they say, the orange zest. It's you get like a little orange peel in the flavor. It's not like it's gonna be orangey. Just a little peel, a little rind with the orange zest.
Well, whatever that spice is,
Coriander.
Coriander.
not for me.
You're not a coriander
No,
guy.
don't like that at all.
Jesus Christ.
Respectfully, I will never drink this again, even if it is free, Mike.
Right.
One.
I love this.
That's crazy.
I can't
love
even rate it. Like I genuinely.
What
This
does
is
that
one of
say?
the
I don't know.
worst beers I've ever had that I don't like.
Let's say 2022.
No, 4.
Is it?
Yeah, the 4 is all the way off to the side.
Oh, okay.
Just say it.
Wait, you
It
thought
came
this was
straight
from
from the
2022?
brewery.
How come hers is so nice?
It's 4/3/24.
Okay.
All right, so let me give a Brewhead review. All right. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Swirl it.
So color is nice orangey, which is it's a nice orangey.
I was excited to try this.
And a
I'm
little
not gonna
haze.
lie.
I was also.
Style is like different. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
smell it's weird because it's got like just a slight banana at the like it's very
It's got like a half wit.
yes.
It's kind of like
It's a
kind of like
half-wit,
Brando.
yeah.
It's a half wit.
It's got a little banana aroma in there. But it does give you that wit Belgian style normal smell. But I smell like for me I just get some banana. Flavor, it's got that normal like typical Belgian spice. You get the coriander in there.
The whole spokesperson.
Yeah, no.
Clove, coriander, like
Yeah.
Dentist.
No, it's no dentist and very light on clove. Like you'd have to like sit there and just be like,
Dentist.
I think I taste some clove. Yeah, I don't know
the dentist thing is
No
always
dentist and
confuses
clove.
the shit out of me.
For me, no dentist. Not really a lot of clove.
Stay on
just
point.
like-
Okay.
but it's got a nice Belgian spice to it. You can tell the yeast is what makes this beer.
It's that layer.
Mm-hmm.
Layer cake.
It's got the orange zest. You don't really get a lot of it, but it's got a little in the back end. It's got a little orangey peel note to it.
Marmalade.
Yeah, like a marmalade. Yeah,
Are you done yet?
it's good. Yeah, I like that.
Like a tang.
What's
There
your
you go.
rating?
I mean, that was
for-
like 7.2 minutes.
for me, this is a 4.25.
Really?
Yeah, I dig the shit out of this.
Damn.
Really? Okay.
Sorry,
All right, I'm gonna go because I can't
Hold
fucking
on,
listen
hold
to
on.
17
I'll
more
do it.
minutes of this.
No,
Okay,
no.
go ahead.
Everything that he said, 2.5.
Oh,
That seems oddly
Wow.
low after everything he said.
Yeah.
That's all the reasons why he doesn't like it.
Yeah. It's
All right.
too much.
So I'm gonna
but,
say
hold
everything.
on, wait, but before you start, we have always been opposite on this.
Yeah.
I'm with you on this, Brando. It's not good.
This is
Is it my turn yet?
This is my maybe. This is my wheelhouse.
I love Belgians.
Yeah,
Nah.
you like basic big Belgians.
All right, boys, it's
Ouch.
my turn. Step to Z.
All right, go.
Step to Z.
Go, Lisa.
I'm gonna say that for everything this beer was going for, the hope that I had for it was that there was more orange to it, and
There's
it's falling short on the orange.
very short.
because I love my citrus flavors, I'm going to say that I do like the half wit of it, or hef-wit as we
Yeah.
described it.
You're welcome.
I like all of that, the flavors of it. I just wish there was more orange and just pulled back a little bit on the coriander. But for what I was hoping and what it could be, I think, if it was just tweaked a little bit with the balance, and I'm sure the brewer got exactly what he wanted out of this. But for me, I'm going to say 3.75 because I think that this could be an absolute great beer with just a hint more orange and pulled back on the spice a little bit.
1 dash instead of 2.
1 dash instead of 2.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. We don't need anything out of you.
I don't know.
We got it.
I mean, my point clear.
Yes. You did.
I like that.
Did you partake?
She
No, I
hadn't
did
partaken.
not.
Okay.
I did not. I'm still finishing the first one.
Yeah.
But, it
So-
seems like I'm okay without it. I don't know.
I mean, it depends on
Yeah,
your
it-
palate
so-
and what you
It
feel
does.
like.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
like for me, this is my wheelhouse. I like stuff like this.
I feel like this has almost like an orange chai taste to it.
Okay, I can understand that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna say
guess,
like an
yeah,
orange
yeah.
chai.
Like for me, my palate, I'm glad is not as orangey as she wants it. Mm-hmm. If it was as orangey as she wants it, I would not have liked it as much.
It's got to
Yeah.
be the orange then for me.
Orange?
And this style of beer,
The
orange.
the orange
Orange.
zest.
Yeah, that I don't want.
No, but you know what? If my memory is correct, I think the
Don't
coriander.
even-
I
don't-
think the coriander. I think it's the coriander.
All right, anyway, moving on. Back to Jess.
We'll fight later.
Please.
Verbally.
Over the coriander.
Yeah, over the
Over
coriander. Yeah, the amount.
Yeah, the amount of coriander.
That's going to be
Are
your
you two boys
stocking.
done?
We're done. We're done.
Oh, that is a nice little gift. We can have Diddy with some coriander. And a little string over here where
Sprinkles.
he's sprinkling it.
Yeah.
Sprinkle.
I like that.
That's funny.
We're going to hell, and that's okay. I'll be in good company. I want to get back to you though, because
Sure.
there's still a few things we haven't discussed. All of your brand ambassadorship things, like
Yes.
you have, huh?
Brand ambassadorshipness.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Is that the proper way?
Yeah.
Good. Fuck off.
If judger or whatever she said is, yeah. What I
No, I'm
said.
pretty sure it just stops at ambassador. There's no ship after it.
Ship. That's the presentation of it.
No, he's wrong. How many different brands are you out there representing? Are you supporting? I mean, I know you support a lot of different things, but you've had recently, like, I'll be the geek to say that your whole Uber Eats video that you did it made me want to go get food.
Yeah. That was the goal. Yes. For me, that was a different style of content. But I had to be honest with myself and say I had a lot of fun doing it because I don't that content is not a norm for me, right, for my page. And that's also evolving and growing and doing all the things. But Uber Eats was a cool opportunity that also just came up, which in a way I was kind of surprised because there are accounts that are strictly food, right?
Yeah.
So, and for me, it was just more of let me, why not, right? I have an opportunity, let me just see what happens. And I got to choose the restaurant. They gave me an option of, whichever ones that they had available, and I went with matcha because I love matcha and I love noodles. So, but it was fun. So, that was a little different. And also for me, it's also testing new kinds of content, but also obviously that's not beer related. So let's see how food does and how the feedback on food is. So that was also more just dip the toe in to see how it feels in a pool, and I like it, and it's cool and it's fun. So we'll see what happens. But outside of that is Just Athletic. They're the main one. This is year 2 now with them, and it's also been nice because they just keep growing their ambassador program, and they don't just kick you off. They just roll you over for the next year, which is honestly like smart and also cool, because you don't feel like, okay, well now I'm out. You're just like, a part of it, which I do enjoy. So yeah, but those are like the biggest things. And then obviously like all things CETA. So
Right.
Yeah.
CETA is just a part of all of us now, which is cool.
How did the whole Williams-Sonoma one come around?
So that's work related. So what I do for work now, which apparently no one knows.
Which that whole thing has been amazing, I gotta say.
Thank you. It's been super awesome. Like I saw my photos like on Crate and Barrel, which I was like, I cannot believe that my photos are on your website. But it's all through work. So I am a digital content coordinator. Believe it or not, I went from beer to the cookware industry, which is why at first I was like, cookware, like that's interesting. Like I never thought that I would see myself in that way, but I'm still very much in the same role, right? So social media, content creation, I'm in the marketing team. So any needs when it comes to email marketing, I'm there to help out. We also have a influencer affiliate program that I manage as well. So it's been very interesting for me because I'm used to receiving emails, but now I get to experience on the other end where I'm the one sending emails.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
maybe
I
your
get
nachos
to-
will take off. Talk to her about your nachos.
Listen, we can have a conversation. So it's just been, and I think for me, it's given me such a greater insight on the whole social media influencer creator world when I am also having to have these conversations with other creators. And just the whole job as a whole was a huge like step forward for me. It was kind of crazy because the company I work for is ScanPan, and they're from Denmark, and they've been around for almost 60, 70 years.
Oh wow.
And they're like pretty much the leading non-stick like OGs, like doing it right from the start. Forget Hexclad, forget Green Pan. Those are just all huge marketing schemes, honestly. And so when I had the opportunity to interview and get to know about this company, I just kind of like NEPCO, like it was about the roots, it was about the values, it was about how they go about their product. And mind you, the company's from Denmark. Their standards are way different than ours. So you already know it's going to be good. regardless. So that was also a huge point for me. And for them, it was similar to NEPCO. I was the first person coming on board in this role. So I also had the opportunity to kind of grow and evolve it because they were a company that now started to understand the importance of digital marketing and social media. So they were at a place where they could bring someone on in this role, and then I came in. So that was really, really awesome. So we have exclusive lines with Williams-Sonoma, with Cyril Latab, Wayfair carries us, Amazon carries us, but these exclusive lines. So we're making literally like a cold cookware collection for Williams-Sonoma, for Cyril Latab, and sometimes they need content made.
Yeah.
And in the past, we haven't necessarily been able to provide that content because no one on the team has been able to do so. But with me on the team, it's a huge challenge because when you think of Williams-Sonoma, it's a very specific look. It's a very specific way of doing their stuff.
Upscale.
Yeah, and everyone wants to work with them. Everyone wants to be featured on their stuff. Everyone wants to collaborate with you. So they have every right in the world to be a little picky and like, you know, like nitpick out this doesn't work or this does. So for me to be able to create content that they were like, yeah, this is beautiful, and like my photos are on their product description on the website. So it was like it's a huge opportunity. And then when I'm so I'm fully remote now, which also has been so new for me because I've also had a very, you know, customer experience in my jobs.
Yeah.
So to be fully remote was like a big transition. And I wasn't sure if I would love it because everyone that I talked to, they can't wait to be remote. And I'm like, it's not for everybody.
No.
Like, it's not for everybody.
I would not survive.
I could not do remote.
Different world.
Yeah.
Doing your job with no connection.
Right. Like,
I mean, well,
it's
I'm a
just me and my
nurse, so it would be
computer
awful.
at home.
Right.
Show me your rash. Okay.
Yeah, he does like a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Not out the window.
I mean, telehealth is a thing, but
It
it
is.
wouldn't be for me.
Yeah, and people like do it, people love it, and people that don't. But I have the ability to travel a little bit, which is really nice. So our headquarters is in LA, so I get to go there, and we have major conferences and exhibition shows in like Chicago, which is really awesome. And then we also distribute and market Global Cutlery, which is a knife company out of Japan. And we're celebrating their 40th anniversary next year, but we had a huge launch this year. Actually this past Friday, which was really nerve-wracking because I've never been a part of, mind you, both companies are international, right? So like that's the other really cool component is that some of my photography and my artwork is going internationally.
Yeah.
And that's something I never would have dreamed about. Or
So
even
you might
thought of
not even
happening.
know where your pictures are.
Like all of like their retailers, everybody, I mean, they're all over the country and all over the world. As soon as this release came out, one of my biggest tasks was which is a lot of people were asking me why did I go to upstate New York, and I was asking people for suggestions and like no one had anything, so I went to like the middle of nowhere. This Airbnb, and the whole goal was find an Airbnb that fits the aesthetics of the brand.
Yeah,
We're a Japanese cutlery company, so we needed
Okay.
something natural with wood,
Yeah.
things like that. We found this gorgeous Airbnb in Old Forge, New York.
Yeah.
I was 30 minutes away from Canada, and my coworker who had just had a baby recently wasn't traveling, so I was on my own, packed everything that I could to execute an entire launch, like worth of content, and came back. And it's crazy that like those are the crate and barrel photography,
Yeah.
the photos up there that I was able to provide so much assets, so much imagery and videography for this huge ginormous launch for a brand that like is like known for 40 years
Right.
of incredible cutlery, that there's chefs worldwide that use this company, and that many people that are in the culinary industry will hear and they know Global
Yeah.
Cutlery, and I get to be the one, just like with the Nepco releases, taking photos of Fuzzy Duck and
Yeah.
like Nepco Lager
Yeah.
launching, get to do this for a brand in this huge scale. Like never would have
No
dreamed
pressure.
of that.
Yeah, you're right, right?
Well, there's
Yeah.
also like the no pressure, because here I am on, company time, company's paying for the Airbnb, company's
Yeah.
paying for everything, and I have to execute these photos to make sure we have marketing material for the launch. And then I'm in charge of coordinating everything. We're working with influencers, so I have to coordinate everything with them to make
Yeah.
sure that they go on social media, the whole concept between contracts and proposals, like all of that has to get sorted away. Sending them product, like
Yeah.
all, like everything. And then we just launched on Friday, so we started working on this in February. So it's like things like this that I would have never been able to do, and I love Nepco and everything that Nepco is, but Nepco's only in Connecticut, and they're not
Yeah.
expanding, and they're not growing in this way.
Right.
So when I had an opportunity to do this role, how do you say no?
Yeah, you can't say no
How
to
do you
something
say
international.
no? No.
Yeah, you can't say, yeah.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
my coworkers, and it's incredible because I mean, the beer industry, right? We all know how male dominant it is. My boss is a female, my manager is a female. There are times where I have a Zoom call with our entire marketing team and our account manager, and we're all women.
female. Yeah.
And when I met the team, like the warehouse and like the people that work at the office in LA, I went to the holiday party, which was obviously my first time this past December. And I kid you not, 90% of the staff are
Wow.
all Hispanic.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just like, this is
My people!
Oh.
My people!
Yeah.
and then to have like a team full of women, like it's just such
Yeah.
a different experience. So when you talk about speaking, in collaboration and just the way that we are there for each other, it's very different. So working remotely, I have that really helps. And my team, like the team that I work with, they're incredible. So I've grown so much because I've been so challenged.
Yeah.
So like I hit the ground running. I started in August, and my coworker, who was the only other person in the marketing team outside of like our boss, was going on maternity leave in 2 months because she was having her baby. It was around Thanksgiving. So they had 2 months to train me, which is insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like when I look back, I'm like, how did I survive? And then she left for maternity leave right around Thanksgiving, and I was on my own to handle 2 international brands on email marketing, social media, content creation, influencer marketing, any assets that anybody needed for 2 international brands on my own.
Exhausted.
Going through my first holiday with them, when these are multi-million-dollar brands where like our emails need to revenue like $150,000 per email. Like we're sending, how like in your email, like you'll get that notification or that email that says, oh, you left something in your cart.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, this dropped price. Like I had to create all
That's
those
you?
email. Like that was me.
Yeah.
So I had to like learn
Real quick.
real quick.
Especially fourth quarter.
Yeah.
We're talking fourth quarter.
And
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like I just started, guys. Like, I just started.
Don't start me in fourth
Yeah,
quarter.
don't start me in
Yeah.
fourth quarter. Yeah. You know what? First,
But
second.
you know what? You Aaron Rodgered that shit and you
Yeah.
fucking
Oh my
crushed
gosh,
it.
Yeah.
I
Right.
had to. Like I had to create like
Aaron Rodgers
pitch
and all
decks for my
quarterbacks.
boss. Like it was
Oh.
an entire experience.
Could at least give her a Patrick Mahomes.
So yeah, so like I'm going through this. There's no time for me to post, "Hi
Yeah.
guys, I left NEPCO."
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
a straight like learn your job. You have a huge opportunity
Yeah.
to do it well because I couldn't fail. Like I was on my own on my first holiday.
Right.
And she didn't come back until like April.
Do you have family local, like sisters,
My
mother?
mom,
Yeah.
My parents and my sisters are both in Connecticut. Yeah.
What do they think of all of this? Like, I mean, when Jess was in like her junior year of high school,
Oh my gosh.
I don't think
yeah.
this is where she thought she'd be.
No,
And
not at all.
right. So, what does the family say about all this?
My mom came to the summit, and that was the first time that she
Tears?
yeah, she really understood.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
She
That
really
that was
saw
the
me.
that was the
Yeah.
I understand
now I get it.
completely.
Moment,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
times
Yeah.
that she'd be like yelling at me for like at the time when Blue Moon came out, and I'm like showing up to the holiday party
Yeah.
being fresh 21 with a
Yeah.
with beer.
Yeah.
And my whole life, ever since I turned 21, it was always like beer. And
Beer.
she was always like, why?
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, this is why. So that was cool for her to see me
Yeah.
in that way.
Yeah.
And then with, when I send them the post on like Williams Sonoma, when I send them some of my photography, they're just like, holy shit.
But I mean, but even being called to like Asheville, going out to LA,
right.
going, across the pond,
Yeah.
as they say. Like, I mean,
Yeah, that's
you're
gotta
doing
suck.
some like major things. And I just
been
want to
awesome.
say, and I don't mean
Yeah.
this in a disrespectful way whatsoever, college wasn't for you.
No,
You didn't
no.
really care for that crap. You are crushing life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I know you don't see it that way, but like, I take 30 seconds, think about what you want to say to all of the young ladies out there, or even 20-somethings that, don't know what they want to do, don't feel like they have it figured out. What are you going to tell them? This is your summit times 2. Give them your moment.
I would say do not be afraid to take a chance, because I think a lot of us get really caught up in what is expected of us or where we should be going, and it gets really scary to come off that path that you think has been set for you, and give yourself permission to explore, to make mistakes, to learn from them, to evolve, and lean into the things that make you the happiest, because that's the only way that you will ever be your most authentic self, but also the only way that you'll be happy doing what you want. Ultimately, you're giving hours of your life to
Right.
this one thing,
Right.
right? So make it count. So do not be scared. And I don't know what is
so
happening over there.
You just stepped on her moment.
No, it's okay.
I'm going to take this moment to apologize because I didn't even know what was happening. Please continue. I can't even. It was a video.
Why is it
of
video?
it. Because I'm hot. Because your basement is 800 degrees. And
I mean, it is a little toasty with the lights.
screens are
This
heat
is a
sensitive.
Williams Sonoma kitchen.
Oh wait, you're in front of the fan.
It was all buzzing on the table. I put my phones in boobs and pockets to not buzz on the table. And the heat made acoustic beat, Eric, happy birthday, play. So what was happening was a video was playing, and I didn't know how it got to the video.
Let me
and
see
I'm
what
trying to
happens.
shut it off, and like.
See what
And
starts
Brian
playing.
laughing was killing me,
No,
and then
no, no.
seeing Mike laughing. I am so sorry because that was such an important moment for me.
Blame the black
It
guy.
happens.
Obviously.
Did you see my face through the whole thing?
I was locked in.
You were making
yeah.
eye contact.
I
started to disregard it.
I was
I did
locked
too.
I am.
Back in.
I was locked in. It was she distracted me.
It's usually these two idiots that fuck shit up, and
Yes.
I, from the bottom of my heart,
Apology
apologize.
accepted. No worries.
But that was Tom Petty, so I mean, I think everything's okay
We're
because it
good.
was,
We're
yeah.
good.
That is so not getting edited. That's staying in.
Is there any way you can shut like everyone else's mic off?
No. I mean I can't.
No, like during.
No,
I don't even know.
No,
Am I
not
blushing
your-
again?
Yep.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
And we're back. I want
having
to publicly apologize for Tom Petty interrupting Jess's heartfelt moment to the future.
It was a great message.
When I watch it play back,
It was a great.
I think you're gonna
I'm
have
sure
a
I
hard
will.
time when it plays back.
It was a great message
Yeah.
that you just stepped on.
Yeah.
Don't make her feel bad. It was an accident, and I already accepted her apology.
She did.
and you know what?
You lucky Jess is so nice.
I know.
Listen, I've had shit happen. I've accidentally done stuff. It happens to all of us.
You know what? We've all fucked up.
Yeah.
It's you know what? It's just
You
better
really are
when
just such a sweetheart.
It is.
It-
It
it's
is
just better
better
when
when
she-
Jess.
You're
Yeah.
fine.
You know what?
You're a vibe.
I don't know why it is.
It's so much better because you know what? It's you and I usually.
No, it's
You
me.
two are so loud right now too.
Well,
Back up
just-
a little bit.
Maybe they
Oh.
don't need the caffeine in the porter.
No shit. So
Kidding.
Oh, I was loud. Oh,
I know.
turn me down. See, that's what happens when you adjust.
That's what happens when you change in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, for real.
So I thought I wanted to have a roadie on the way here because a stressful day, whatever. And I went to the
And it's
beer
legal in
barn.
Connecticut.
Drink responsibly, but stay wobbly.
I didn't end up getting a roadie, but I did get this, and it was only a 4-pack, so I could not have a roadie, and I love this can art. This can art is wild.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really,
It is
really
nice.
pretty.
I don't
So
like it.
I saw this. Of course you don't, jackass. And really wanted to get this because I thought it screamed Jess.
It totally
Scream
does. You
Jess.
kind of nailed it. I love that it's a Kolsch, and I love,
Yes.
love that it's a 4.8. So
Yes.
Yes.
yeah.
And I felt like the whole tea and tangerine thing would capture your vibe. So I'm
You
super
know,
excited to
Lisa,
see.
you know.
Crack it.
Tea and tangerine. Padawan is definitely not gonna like this.
Sounds like a
Pallets.
great combination, to be honest.
What
I'm a
I don't
tangerine.
understand is why you just passed him and then took another.
I was
Yeah,
just passing
that
it
is
down
true.
that way. Passing it down that way.
Ooh.
It confused me. This.
So OEC, let's see what it says. Oolong Kolsch
Brando.
uses. Oh, I can't read this. I'm going to read it in the English version. Famous for its orchid-like fragrance and balanced taste, and tangerine peel to create a uniquely balanced cold lagered ale that is in the spirit of a German-style Kolsch. I didn't want to butcher the language out of respect.
Yeah, listen, the first time I went to OEC, I was just pointing to what I wanted because I was like, I am not going to
Yeah.
pronounce this correctly.
I'll have a number 3.
Yeah. And then I got their flights, and I was like, wait a minute, one flight is like 9 samples. I walked with like 2
Oh my
hands
God.
full of paddles, and I was like, what is happening in my life?
Yeah.
So, funny OEC story. When I first got into beer, like circa 2016-ish, when Groupon was a thing,
Yep.
Yeah, that's how I went to Shabin the first
I
time.
I bought 2 flights at OEC for me and Mark.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how big their flights
Oh my.
were, but I didn't want to waste the money because
No.
we bought
Yeah,
it,
you
so
bought it.
why not? One of everything. We had these in
Wow.
to go to OEC out of the gate when you're just trying to get into beer,
Oh yeah. It's very intimidating.
and then you get like it was wild. Mark still doesn't like OEC,
OEC. You know
because
what?
of that one-time experience when he didn't know what he was
Yeah.
tasting.
I mean,
You know
it's a
what?
lot.
When you're coming from Bud Light, and you go to OEC,
Bud Heavy, get it right.
I said no.
I know, but
Bud
I like Bud Heavy.
and Bud Light. I said Bud.
I know, but
and
Bud Heavy.
Light. Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't
Heavy
like the
and
word
light.
just Bud. Thank you.
When you come from heavy and light and you go to OEC, that is a shock to the system.
Did you try this yet?
Yes, I
Oh,
already,
that's amazing.
I already did. This is incredible.
That's amazing. That's a good beer.
This is so
Yeah.
clean.
Yes. Super
And that's
light.
really, really nice.
Wow.
Hold on. How is it light and also thick on the palate at the
Lagery.
same time?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
light.
the
It's
Kolsch.
thick. It's full of flavor.
Yeah.
It's the tea.
I love the tea, like
Yes.
sitting in my mouth right now. Like the aftertaste is just so pleasant.
That tea loves you oolong time.
But you know
Yes,
what?
it does. Yes, it does.
The tea flavor is
See what I
there.
did there? $5. Okay, sorry.
The tea flavor is there,
See,
but
now
it's
it
not
raises.
abrupt. It's not abrasive. It just rests on the palate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking love this.
it's
As it
accentuation,
sits there even
yes.
more. Did you try it?
This is delicious.
tried it.
I would
All right,
love to
we're
judge
gonna
her
start
this
with,
beer.
Hold on, we're gonna judge her this beer, but
Judge
we're gonna
her.
start with Brian.
Yeah, let's start with Padawan.
Padawan.
Starting again?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
because-
Try again.
you put it all down here and we build it up, Buttercup. We give the proper assessment.
We're judging.
So I think I'm going to surprise you guys with this, honestly.
Oh, it's gonna be a
Okay.
it's gonna be a 0.5.
No.
4.5.
You're going to be...
6.2.
You're going to...
7.
I really enjoy the tea taste, which surprises me. Because
Wow.
I don't like tea.
Look at this.
That's amazing.
Graduation for the graduation.
Because it's
Really?
not
Yep.
overbearing. I get the tea taste when I am drinking it, but why I don't like tea by itself is because of the taste it leaves in my mouth afterwards.
Yeah.
I think, like I get like an orange kind of taste that takes that
Tangerine.
away. Yeah.
Yep. Preach, brother, preach.
4 or 5.
Whoa! Holy shit!
I think we should just leave it at that and move on.
Yeah, for real.
Gasp in dismay. A hush falls over the crowd. We're gonna leave it
go.
at that and we're gonna move on.
No,
Yeah.
it really is good. It's like you said, it's light, and I like lighter beers. And overall, the taste is very good, and it's light. It reminds me a lot of the Blood Wheat Jack's Abbey,
Yep.
which I always bring my beers back to. But
There's worse
this reminds
places
me
to
a
bring it
lot
back
of it.
to.
But 4 or 5, this is phenomenal.
Solid.
It is a good fucking beer.
Oh, this beer is fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you for breaking this up,
It is
Lisa.
absolutely everything I would want in a crusher, sessionable. Like, this is everything. This is a sipper. This is a crusher. It is a tantalizing delight on the palate.
There you go.
You know,
Sometimes you go for ABV,
Yeah.
and sometimes you go for flavor, and you nailed it.
Yeah.
Absolutely
You nailed
nailed
it on
it.
both, honestly.
So I am going to be completely dead ass right now. I honestly saw that it was OEC. I saw the can. I saw Kolsch, and then I was like, ooh, long. Ooh. And then I read, and I was like, that's a Jess beer.
Wow.
I feel like that's a Jess beer. Like, it's
You nailed
just...
Can that be a thing? Hashtag Just Beer. Started right now. Just
Yeah.
Beer.
I do
Hashtag
have a
Just
hashtag
Beer.
that I don't really use, but it was my sticker once upon a time was hashtag JessBeerMe approved.
Oh.
And I had a friend give me that idea because like you can't just be JessBeerMe, like JessBeerMe approved.
Yeah.
And there are a few breweries and tap rooms that have my sticker.
Well, now
around.
you know what? Send us your pictures. When you go to the breweries, look for Jess Beer Me approved sticker. First person that can send us a picture of that sticker in a brewery, we'll give you some sort of like
we give you a
swaggy
care
merch
package.
type thing.
Yeah, we give you a care package.
Care package.
Yeah, I'll jump in on that.
Yeah.
Nice. Co-signed.
Yeah.
Jess approved.
Just
I did it
approved.
for a hot second, and life happens and COVID happens and
Yeah.
whatever. But
Yeah.
it's literally just the words hashtag. That's it. Just
yeah.
beer me approved. Simple.
I almost wish we didn't have just 4 of these,
I know. I feel bad.
so
I
you could
didn't
take one
realize.
home.
Yeah.
No.
I took the whole can.
No, you should. I bought these
Yeah.
for you. But I wish that you could have taken this to share with others, because I feel like that is something that you would.
Can I give this the biggest Brewheads approval?
The Lisa seal of approval?
Oh, do it.
This beer don't suck.
It don't
you go.
suck.
Don't suck.
You know what? I'm gonna cheers to that.
Cheers.
Give me a sec. God damn it.
You're always a day
I'm a
like
half-wit.
$1 short.
Cheers.
Half-wit.
I'm a half-wit. Are you slow, sir?
No, that's amazing.
I'm a half-wit.
That
You know,
is.
you know what? I feel so bad that I still have not been to OEC, because every OEC beer I had is amazing.
Yeah,
I was just
they really
thinking that.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah. they-
Field trip.
Field trip. Field trip.
I mean, I haven't been there in a while. The last time I went was for their 5th anniversary, and that was years ago.
But I waited in line, did the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I got the Magnum, the big Magnum bottles. I have a couple unopened, and then just the open ones I collect. Jamal and I collect because you don't come across Magnum bottles all that often.
No.
And yeah, they're just such a cool thing to have. But obviously, it's such great beers.
And it amazes
Would it be a
me.
vibe?
It would be a vibe.
Would it be a vibe?
It is.
Okay.
It is absolutely a vibe. That
Gotta get in on
whole-
this somewhere.
That whole corner of breweries right there is a complete vibe, right? So you got, yeah.
Oh my gosh, so such a funny story with Barry over at Kent. He's probably gonna laugh if he ever hears this because so I started going to Kent before, like, and they were just the room, right? Like small. They hadn't even involved in. They were just
When it was just the dirt road to get there, and you thought you were gonna die.
Because I was like, where am I going?
I
I'm
pulled
losing
over on the
service.
side of the road and made my husband drive because I couldn't drive down that road. I thought I was gonna die.
It was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But we did it anyway. We got there, and there's this this photo, and it was hanging right in the beginning, like the entry of the building. It was framed, and it was literally like on I think like a sunset fall day maybe, and it was all the things that were around the farm.
Yeah.
There were some hops, some like whatever elements in there, but I just loved this photo so much, and I was like, I will buy this from you. It was, and every time I would see him, I'd be like, so where can I still get this photo? And he said at the time he was like covering up like a hole in the wall or whatever the case might be. But so he always knew me for wanting this one photo in the tap room. And when I started dating Jamal and eventually Barry met him, I guess Barry went to Jamal and was like, let her know she can just come pick up that photo whenever she wants. Like she can just
That's
have
awesome.
Did you take it?
No, I still haven't gotten
Oh my
this
god! Hold on.
Field trip times 2.
Hold on. You begged him
I
for the
want-
photo, and then he finally gives it to you. He's like, "Yeah, no, I don't want it no more."
Well, no, I do want it. I just haven't been to Ken, and it's funny because I just saw him for the Changing the Air festival, and it's just funny because in the back of my mind, I'm always like, there's that photo I always asked for many years ago. And it's funny when I have these interactions now with people in the beer industry that knew me as this girl, JessBeerMe, that blogs on Instagram, or that posts on Instagram, I should say. So it's so interesting to me that now I see them in this. Well, now we're more like colleagues.
Right.
We're in the industry together. You're here to help us out in this festival. And, once upon a time, I'm like bothering Barry for a photo in his tap room. I was like a fan girl.
Yeah. I'm still that fan girl.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, I think
Same.
that was at heart.
My favorite Kent story is I used to have to bribe my children on the weekends to go brewery hopping with me because Mark and I wanted to go to the different breweries, and some of us Chefionis were better at it than others. My daughter was a pain in the ass.
No.
I know, hard to believe.
What?
I know, hard to believe. So I bribed her one day because she wanted to get into photography. She loves taking pictures. And I was like, Casey, this place is gorgeous. Like, they have a farm, there's fields, there's the rocks, there's like the stone walls, old farm buildings. I painted this picture, and it was a fall day. And I can remember her walking around with her. She was probably like 10, 11 years old with my big like Canon camera just out there like,
Oh, I love that.
And then she's like, can you take pictures of me on the rock wall? And I'm like,
shoot.
yes, I can.
You're like, I did this. Yeah, I should.
Yeah.
But that's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And she still loves taking pictures, and she still thinks about those times when I would take her to those like off the common ground breweries.
Right, when you're like out of the industrial park and you're like on land somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah, they can be really, really pretty.
Yeah.
Always encourage photography or
Yes.
creativity in any way.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
What else do we have, guys, for this lovely lady?
4.5.
Oh, we're rating this?
Oh, 4.5.
I thought we decided we were just going to let Brian...
No, man,
I would-
4.5. Holy shit.
I have a 4.75 for this.
This
Me
is
too.
absolutely amazing.
In all honesty, I would give it a 5, but
I wish we could go higher than the quarter line, because I don't want to give it a full 5,
I don't
because I
wanna
feel
give-
like it could be
just I don't know what can make it better, but
On a
I feel
different
like
day.
it could be better.
On a different day,
Yeah.
this could be a 5.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna say like the right temperature, the right atmosphere. This is
Yeah.
a 5 all day.
I think a little more maybe tangerine.
Yep.
And like on a summer hot day, super cold would
Yep.
be like
Yeah,
so
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
After some lawn work.
But then I can also say sitting by a nice bonfire with this with some friends, I would want a little more tea flavor to it, a little more warmth to it. So this is a really versatile beer that can do a lot of different things, creating
Spring, summer, I maybe want some more tangerine. Fall, going to winter, maybe a little more tea.
But like imagine this as like a barley wine or like a
Oh, yeah.
spontaneous fermented ale. Like that would
Oh,
be
that'd be
incredible.
crazy.
Yeah.
you heard it here first, OEC.
Do some things and stuff.
Do some things and stuff, and Jess will promote it.
JessBeerMe approved, apparently.
We'll share it because we know how to share.
Can I
Yeah.
have it an embarrassing moment a little bit? So
You already peed your pants, but go ahead, tell us more.
it was only once. So I just want to say I don't know if you remember, but the very first time that Brando and I met you was at the homebrew competition at 12%.
I'm out of this one.
And you didn't know, but we saw you, and it was like, is that just beer me? Oh my God, that's just beer me. Oh my God, that's just beer me. And it was like, you came over, and it was like, just beer me's coming over. Oh my God. And you was like, hey guys, how are you? And we were like,
You guys are such
shocked
geeks.
and awe. Because, I mean, yeah, we are.
It's amazing I even liked you guys. I'm such a mean girl.
Because
You're one to talk. You were like, oh my God, it's the Brewheads.
yeah.
I'm just
Fucking
saying.
A, right?
You have no room to talk
Right?
here.
Oh, I
So,
love that.
because
Oh, you
we
never heard that story?
were, we're in the thick of it. And it was at that point when you met us, we had kind of lost claim at that point. And
He didn't die.
Yeah, we didn't die. He didn't die.
He basically. Yeah. Go ahead. You basically just said he died.
we had,
That's not what he said.
yeah, we had.
It is.
We
hold on.
lost him, so
Wait,
we grew.
it's just like I
He
didn't
fell.
say last night it was our anniversary, but people assumed it was.
Right. That was fantastic, by the way.
And we were actually, both of us were mentally kind of struggling to figure out what was the next Brewheads after he had left us.
Slightest amount of depression that we were in.
Yeah, we were struggling to try to figure out how we were going to do the 2-man dynamic because we felt the 3-man dynamic was just so much better. But you
Agreed.
But you coming over, knowing who we were was just even if you didn't, just the fact that we thought you did.
She did.
I'm going to say
I
she
was
did.
gonna say, I came over, right?
Yeah, you came over, and it was so first we were just like, she would never talk to us because, I mean, look at her follower count, look at our follower count, and we thought she would never talk to us. And then you came and talked to us, and it was like it was almost a we made it moment. It
Well,
really
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that's something that I'm sure like Jamal could also ironically have speak on this because when he heard of me, he heard that I
Yeah.
existed in the world. Which that story is actually quite funny because he knew me and started following me before we met, and I didn't.
he
know.
slid into your DMs.
No,
That
actually,
sneaky
he did
son of a
not.
gun.
He did
Good
not.
on ya.
And then when we met in person, he had the same question. I was like, who is this girl? Is she real? Is she
Yeah.
going to be like this influencer? Like, what are you? And then he's like, turns out she's just a girl. She's really fucking fun
Yeah,
and
it
she's
was-
awesome and just genuine. And we had a great time. So for me, I never leaned into Instagram as anything like that. And I'm like, I'm just here having fun and drinking beer just as much as you are.
And
And
Right,
I'm going to
right,
say that
right.
was my impression
Yeah,
of you. The
as
first
soon
time
as-
I
Yep.
met
Yeah.
you.
As soon as we met you, it was just like, oh my God, she is so cool.
I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
just here
Yeah.
just as long as, with you.
I remember the moment because I remember at that time I didn't have my inside voice.
Oh,
So Mike was, yeah, I didn't have it.
As opposed to now.
I've learned. So we were at Constellation,
We were at Constellation.
and that crazy son of a bitch
Yeah,
was
yeah.
popping
He was popping
crazy
bottles.
farm fresh crate, like not for public,
That crazy motherfucker.
for everybody
Yeah.
else. You know, it was just for, you know, the cool people, which
Yeah.
we thought we were at the time. And so he's pouring crazy shit. And Mike's just, I see Mike, like, I'm not even listening to Mike. He's just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Brando, oh my God. I'm just like, what? What? And I look over, and you were like right here. And I just went like, ah, fuck me. Like, what?
Right
And you were
in the
like,
face.
oh, hey. And I was just like, son of a bitch. I'm like, I'll try a conversation. Let's just see what happens. And it was just like,
We were.
These are annoying.
Yeah. We
And
were.
it was just,
I don't know. I hope we played it off cool. But
I
By
didn't
the
see-
replay, I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you guys now.
No.
Right now, by the
we
replay,
absolutely
y'all
did not.
look dumb.
We-
You looked dumb.
Yep.
You sound
We
dumb.
were
And guess what?
so-
Today, you still look and
And-
sound
hold on,
fucking
wait.
dumb.
Hence why
She-
I say, can I have my embarrassing moment? Because I know.
I'm fine with
But she's on the podcast, so you had to have done
Yes.
something right.
It's
Yeah,
you know,
and do not feel embarrassed at all. If anything, like, don't feel like that towards me at all, like ever, because I never. I don't
did
think
not.
I don't think I put that
no,
out.
no. You
No.
But
It was-
also, we don't know each other either, right?
Yeah,
we see
so
on
it was
social
just
media.
exactly. It was just one of those things where it's like we don't really know each other. We knew where we were social media wise. We knew where you were social media wise, and it was just like, oh my God, she's real.
Yeah, it's like one of those things too that that Jamal and I always like. We're just who we are. Period.
Yes.
Like he's Jamal, I'm Jess. We're Jamal and Jess, and like period. Like that's it. And like and we love our home, and we
That
open
could
up
be
our
a show,
home.
FYI.
Oh,
I would watch
could be so
the
many
hell out of
things,
that
yeah.
show.
it
I
can be.
would.
It's
him
hysterical
tending
too.
to the garden.
Oh my God, some
You
of the
guys
stuff on
could
my
totally
you
phone.
imagine that just out there like,
Yeah.
What is it?
Have you guys thought about that?
We've thought about it.
Where's
like,
Lifetime?
Jamal.
No,
and
TLC? No,
you
what's
know-
that
Jess and
fucking...
Jamal.
What's
Like
that
the
show that has all the live TV shows? What's that station?
I don't know. I watch YouTube. all day.
HGTV?
No.
Reality TV.
I don't really
Yeah.
watch TV.
Sure.
I watch
don't know.
YouTube all day.
I
YouTube?
feel like whatever station is out there that like, you know, wants to do like an Ed TV, what was that?
TV.
Whatever. There's
don't know.
a station that does like live things.
It's
That's how like that
called-
Octomom
it's
got
called-
her
it's
show
called-
or whatever.
Oh, like on TLC and stuff.
TLC.
You know what? No,
Left Eye.
no. The kids today just vlog and make their own money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they
YouTube
could
or
be a
TikTok.
total
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Imagine how cute they'd be, like
Oh my
cooking
God.
with their
They would
Williams
be.
Sonoma cookware
Listen.
bowl.
Yeah.
And like
God.
We
chopping
have
it up
had
with their
our
fresh.
funny moments for
Oh my
sure, like fresh moments.
Yeah.
But the one reel that really went bananas, I think it's like 700,000 views at this point. I gained like 500 followers off of it, and it's still going crazy right now. Is the one where I made curry goat stuffed arepas, and I was just recording it.
Hold on, wait. How the fuck did I miss that curry
Goat stuffed arepas, and they were like phenomenal.
Say the last word again?
Arepas, which is literally like cornmeal. And it's
Sorry.
no,
He's
it's
so goddamn white. I'm sorry.
listen, I'm
Arepas?
arepas, yeah.
Is there a roll?
No,
You
it's
so
like a-
rolled the tongue on
Sorry,
that.
like a roll of the tongue.
Arriba.
it's just one arm.
It's
but-
like it's fucking Looney Tunes over here. Like
No,
it's
listen,
Saturday
he had- he
morning.
had a
Shut
valid
up! Stop
question.
saying
Respect.
I'm
The
here to answer
roll of the
questions.
R was insane on that.
I'd rather
it. It was
have
like
you
fucking
try
Speedy
it than not.
Gonzalez
I
over
know,
there.
I know how to roll my R's.
I like that. Good for you.
Arriba.
A lot of people cannot.
I know.
That was really well said.
Normies. Non-rrs.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
but that
man.
one piece of content.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
I just
that's-
like I was just recording, I was cooking, and
Yeah.
at this point Jamal was like very much used to just having, if I have my tripod on with a light, he's like whatever.
whatever. Yeah.
And I love that about him. And he doesn't want to be like ever want to be those couples that like rehearse content.
Right,
You know,
right,
like,
right.
we're not
Thank you
doing
for that.
Natural,
Like
yeah.
we're not. This is just who
Yeah,
we
just-
are.
just-
So
yeah.
like I just happened to be recording this the entire process of me cooking this, and I'm like, oh, they're ready. Like let's sample. Like let's open one up and try one. And then when I looked back on it, and I happened to be on TikTok, and I saw that little girl doing the shimmy that went viral like last year, and then I like light bulbs went off, and
Yeah.
I was like, this 5-second reaction of him with this after like showing the little girl doing the shimmy, how happy I am that I like made this like curry goat thing with like Atlantish blended. That reel went insane. Like the analytics on that, the data on that, like it blew my mind. Like it, and to this day, like at one point my account was reaching like 500,000 accounts. Like a month.
So is ours. That's no big deal.
Like, but my account has never done that. Like, never done that. You know? Like, listen, that was new for me, seeing those numbers.
Yeah.
It's just cute.
And so many people were like, the recipe, and so many people were commenting on his reaction and my reaction. But it also tapped into a whole new audience because I had hundreds of people resharing that to their stories as we well would any other piece of content that we thought was funny or relatable or whatever, or news.
Because it was real.
And I've never had that happen to me, but all the people that, like 99% of those people were all people of color. And to me, I was like, finally, like, we're here we all are. And to see, I think, the blend of the cultures, and then also just bring like a comedy aspect to it.
Arepas.
Oh.
Yeah, good job.
See?
Get a gold star.
It still sounds better when you
Now-
say it, though, for some reason.
Let me.
Yeah.
Oh, the one question. What is it?
Oh yeah. So well,
He can fucking
for
say it, but he
one,
has
I
no-
did not make the curry goat. Jamal's mom made the curry goat. And an arepa is literally like, it's almost like a cornmeal base with a little bit of water, and it turns into like a paste. You can season it. And it's really well known, I want to say, in like Venezuela. So it's not even original to like my country, but it's a very well known like South American. You could do it both, but I do it just on a just a skillet. With a little bit of oil.
You know what? That reminds me of my grandmother in Louisiana.
Corn dogs?
Hot water cornbread.
Yeah. So it's
where
similar.
it's cornmeal and boiled water, and then you use the boiled water to make patties of the cornmeal, and then you just fry it.
It's very
on the
similar,
skillet,
and you can either stuff it with whatever you want. So I've done the curry goat, I've done the cheese, and how traditionally it gets served is with on a bed of rice. You put that on top, and then you put your like beef stew, or you put whatever you want on top of that. So it just kind of like covers it.
You had me a beef
So
stew.
you have like layers of it. I like to just do it in smaller, and then like stuff it. And
So it
do
might
like
not be beef stew. It could be like...
It could be anything.
Right.
It could be like your chicken
So just
stew.
be
It could
careful.
beans, it could
His
be-
inner Irishman
Yeah.
said beef stew.
Like I was about like beef stew. Like I want to roll my stew.
Yeah, but
Because
you
it could
definitely
be
give it a try
curry
if you see
goat
it.
stew.
Have you ever had curry goat?
Oh fuck yeah, man!
You?
Yeah.
Curry goat
Yeah.
is
I
yeah.
don't
Brian?
really like eat red meat or pork, but curry goat.
Curry goat
like
is
when it's
amazing.
around, like
Yeah.
We need to go over and drop some beers.
So I was in
That
St.
was
Thomas. I was probably 19 years old. And we went to this off-the-path restaurant, me and my friends, and it was very interesting because I was like eating this pasta dish because I just wanted some pasta because it's the Italian in me. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's goat sauce. And I'm like,
whoa.
excuse me?
Yeah. But you're
What?
like,
Yeah.
also it's so good.
And it was for their bolognese, they use goat,
Goat
and there
sauce.
was like all
Yeah,
this other
nice.
stuff in there. And I was like, tastes like venison, tastes like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Goat's good.
Yeah.
It's super, super good, yeah.
It got expensive all of a sudden.
Yeah, whenever Jamal's mom
Yeah.
makes it, that's when
It was like oxtails. Oxtails when I was a kid was
that's
like
another one, yeah.
we broke
Not a
this week.
fan.
We got some oxtails, and now it's
Not a
like
fan.
oxtails is so expensive.
Look at Brian's face. He suddenly turned white now.
I don't like oxtail. I've had it. I don't like it.
Cause you just had the wrong oxtail. Let's do Jess's beer that she brought. Padawan, grab the beer, and
Careful.
there's a bottle opener.
In my pocket?
Stop.
What was that?
It's right up there next to the.
What?
The bottle.
Oh my
I heard
No,
that.
I double
That was like
tapped.
such a dramatic.
That's on
like,
me.
Boom, boom.
Well, it was like my heartbeat.
There's
When my heartbeat goes boom,
There's
boom,
a-
boom.
and that thing
And then it plays music.
Yeah.
I'm so happy
There's
that
a
it
real
wants to do
bottle
a
opener on
dance.
top of the. You got it?
What is the
Okay,
matter
I
with
just
my
wanna-
shop
I just wanna
top
make
bottle
sure. I just
opener?
wanna-
Okay, disclaimer.
You're not the only one with the
Disclaimer, like I said earlier, if this beer has oxidized, I apologize.
You know what?
It is
Let
shut
this
up.
be
It's
a
alright.
learning lesson to
It's
all
alright.
of you hoarding bottles. Drink your
Smell.
beer.
Which row?
This smells like dark chocolate. It smells really good.
You know what
Just
we
gonna
need?
pass it around to sniff it.
We need a
I wasn't gonna pour my own glass.
non-echoing mic stand table.
Yeah, I just put some like velvet.
No,
or
but you know what?
buckle.
The next mics that I get it'll hopefully.
Like,
And you should get new mics. I mean, headsets.
No, the headsets aren't the problem. It's the microphone. The
Yeah,
microphones just pick
Turtle
up
Beaches
everything.
are nice for headsets.
I would like to say that the entire.
You want to spend $100 for Turtle Beaches? For
Mike,
you gonna for 8
Mike,
Turtle Beaches?
if I may.
I like when money is involved.
me.
Your voice goes really high. You,
Hello?
you. Hey, you're gonna
the
spend
problem is you
$100 for
motherfuckers.
Turtle Beaches?
Oh,
The problem is you motherfuckers. Just
calm
don't
down,
move your
relax,
shit.
Just be gentle.
Be
Just-
gentle.
Just sit nice. It's really not that
I have been
complicated.
sitting nice.
And then eventually your boob will make music and
Yeah.
you can
I
interrupt
tried
the
it. It
entire
didn't work.
podcast.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you're not as hot as me, Brando,
You are shiny.
because I'm going through menopause.
Right now?
For me, yes, this very moment.
Who said I was going through menopause?
I think it was
No, it
Renee.
wasn't her.
It was
Oh, it was
Renee.
Renee.
It was Renee.
I knew it was
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
woman.
What?
I knew it
I
was
was
another
not
woman
here
in the
when that
room.
I
I'm
was like,
sorry.
no.
I just knew it was another woman present in the room. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to blame. But you are.
I
Brando,
might be.
finish your beer so we can pour this.
Well, don't rush Jess.
No, Jess can take her
We can
time,
pass
of course.
It around,
Yeah,
but
we-
fill
Brando
fill
needs to
the
hurry up,
empty
though.
You know what?
Empty glasses
you two,
first.
You two,
Yeah,
you two
start
pour.
with yours
What?
first.
You two pour.
Okay, so this is from Cane Brewing. My gosh, I was obsessed with this brewery when
Yeah.
I first learned of it, especially for the porters and stouts. I chased the Morning Bell. They have a Mexican cake one as well. This is a milk porter with coffee, and I think I'd have to read the label, but
I've never heard of them. Where are they from?
New Jersey.
Okay.
Just fact check for me when you get the bottle. But
I don't think you're wrong.
I legit would like reach out to people in the area and be like, I will pay extra to get these bottles.
Yeah.
Because I loved their beer so much, and for me like stouts were always a favorite. So any dark beer, so it was like stouts and then porters and
So stout's your favorite style?
yeah,
Really?
bourbon
barrel?
bourbon barrel aged stouts with no adjuncts.
Yeah.
My God.
You have a place at the table. You good?
This.
Oh my.
This
is
smells amazing.
wood.
Might I
Okay.
read this?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
Lisa,
yeah.
go
This
for
is-
it.
Morning Mocha is our smooth and sweet imperial milk porter brewed with rook coffee, a blend of Uganda and Haitian cocoa nibs, a roasted Duchili hazelnuts. The cocoa nibs provided rich notes of chocolate and creamy vanilla, which are complemented by the sweet and nutty flavor of the hazelnuts. This beer was inspired by two iconic coffee shops favorites and is for those who sometimes like a little extra sweetness in their morning mug.
What were the coffee shops?
It didn't say.
Dunkin' and Starbucks.
Okay.
No.
So as an aroma, I get a lot of nutty
That's
aroma.
good, thank you. Oh my god,
I
how much
get
coffee's in there?
I get a lot of chocolate aroma. I do not get coffee, which is
I get a lot of chocolate.
yeah. I don't. Maybe because of the chocolate is hiding the coffee aroma.
What kind of
Honestly?
chocolate?
Really?
Yeah, I don't get a lot of. I don't get
cocoa
coffee.
nibs.
We
I
haven't,
get
like,
coffee and wood.
We haven't like rinsed a lot of our glasses
Yeah.
either, so
Correct.
there is
Yeah,
the
that's
layering.
yeah.
So there is
'Cause
So
that.
we can
I
smell
get,
right
I
off
get
of
nutty,
this, too.
I get nutty and chocolate.
Does
I
anyone
get
wood?
coffee. I get coffee a little bit, very subtle, but I do get coffee.
Sniff right
I
off
don't
of
get
that.
any wood.
It's like I
But-
just cut
but-
like a piece
you
of
know
wood.
what? But the wood could be the nutty.
I smell dark chocolate.
Nutty in the wood.
If you cover this,
Do your normal. There you go.
What's the ABV on this? 7, 9?
I don't know, but I can tell you the horsepower. Yes.
Let me know.
Oh God, I gotta read.
Oh, so you can't.
maybe you should
So you
just let me
can
have
tell
it.
me.
I can't. Oh, no, hold on. Where are your glasses? Let me see them foggy
I'm not
fuckers.
as blind as you.
Smelling it out of the bottle and smelling it out of the glass, I definitely get some fruits because we didn't rinse our glasses.
I don't
like-
feel no different.
Don't do that. But I do
Okay,
get
Red
like
Fox.
I feel like I get a little bit of like fig and molasses combination.
Yep.
You know what? Yeah, the fig. Yeah, yeah,
Right?
you get some fig too.
I can't. Oh, that was horrible.
9.2.
9.2.
9.2 horses.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Christmas.
This does?
I get like, this
Are
is
we-
something
are
I
we
smell
sipping?
around Christmas
Did
time.
anyone sip yet?
So coffee,
I have not
nibs,
sipped
and
yet.
hazelnuts.
Are we sipping?
No, yes.
Can I sip? I want to
I
try it.
don't.
Yeah,
I
let's
don't
do
know.
it.
All right, let's
do it.
sip. Let's sip.
So-
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for having me.
No,
Oh,
thank
thank you for coming.
Yeah, this is great.
Oh, hey.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it
Tastes
did not
nothing like the
oxidize.
smell.
Yep, it did not oxidize.
Wow.
which
yeah,
is good.
I'm so happy
Yeah.
you did not.
Did not oxidize.
And this is a couple years old too.
Does anyone get coffee caramel?
I mean, first of all,
I get
No.
caramel.
congratulations for bottling this and
Okay. Yeah.
making it like stand
Yeah.
the
test
time.
of time. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't get. What do you get?
I get a little
So-
caramel.
I
But
get more coffee
inquiring
now.
minds have to know what Brian gets on this. Padawan.
I wish this had the date.
I'm trying to put. I don't know how to describe it. I guess. I don't get caramel.
Do you get molasses at all, or like fig?
Yeah, something like that. To me, I taste what I smelt, and I still say it smells like that dark chocolate for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it
Like when we were
remind-
at Hershey.
like dark chocolate with almonds. That's genuinely what it
Okay.
reminds me
Yeah.
of.
Like when we were at Hershey. I pick up what you're putting down, and I say that with all due respect because we did like the Hershey experience where we went through all the different chocolate flavors, and then they added the different like additives to the chocolate. So I get what you're saying.
Can I just say, I think the smell is what Willy Wonka's factory would smell like.
I mean, I love this right now. This
I
smells
fucking love
awesome.
that explanation.
That's
though.
fucking deep.
It just
Wait,
reminds me
which
so
Willy
much.
Wonka?
The original?
Oh, gee.
The
Gene
good one.
or okay,
Yeah, Gene.
The brand new one that just released. That's a musical.
Timothy Chalamet.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
Okay.
Okay, this is delicious.
It's
I gotta
This is
say.
so
really
good.
No, this
I
is
love
really,
that it's
really
not
good.
overly sweet because I
Yeah.
think a lot of my issue with adjuncts is how sweet they become.
Correct.
They
Absolutely.
do. Yeah.
Which I'm not a fan of, and even the lactose. I'm not a huge fan of lactose. I don't
At
really
all.
drink a lot of it. I ever really anymore. But on this, I find it quite pleasant, and it's like you get that very silky kind of
Yeah.
It's
smooth
very
feeling. So the flavor profile and just like the overall mouthfeel is quite pleasant.
It's not overly coffee either.
No.
I
Oh,
like-
it's there, but it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Brace
Right.
yourselves. You guys might want to hold on to
Yeah,
your seats
because
for
you're
this.
not.
Hold on.
Well, it's a porter.
let me
so-
say this. Hold
yeah.
on to your seats. Well, or don't.
I have one.
I don't taste the vanilla.
No.
I actually think what I think might taste like the vanilla is the balancing act in this, and it gives it that delicious balance. Like it's not.
Well, it doesn't on the label itself. It doesn't say vanilla.
It doesn't.
No, but it has hazelnuts, cacao nibs,
Yeah.
and it's conditioned on coffee. So that's where you
That's
get
why I
like
don't taste vanilla.
that's where you get like the nutty
Yeah.
flavor, the coffee flavor, the like kind of like molasses, brown sugar.
Does anyone else get any like almost milk chocolate? Almost not milk chocolate,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
no, like milk chocolate vibes
I get
from it.
dark chocolate, and what I thought was woody
Yeah.
is fig.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like there's a couple of different chocolate flavors though. So I feel like there's like a little bit of a hint of dark chocolate.
Yeah.
But then also like, this is gonna sound crazy, but like the chocolate outside of a milk dud.
Oh,
Yes.
No, I get you. No. I'm picking up what you're putting down on that.
Okay.
Because I
yeah.
don't like
Yeah.
the inside of milk duds,
Okay.
but I like the flavor of the chocolate
On the outside.
wrapped
Do
inside.
you get
Yeah.
that on the back end, or you get that like at first?
all over my tongue.
Okay.
The chocolate flavor on this is really good. Actually, just the flavor profile of this beer is phenomenal as
Yeah.
it's aged. You could pick up as you sip. You could pick up different notes as you sip.
2021 release.
Ooh.
Wow. So,
I
yeah,
was
that
like,
aged
wait,
pretty
where's
good.
the date? And it's
Right.
like right here,
No,
2021.
that aged really well.
Oh my gosh. I have a couple other cane bottles I've been holding on to because this is the other problem. You hold on to them. And the biggest thing for me was like I started collecting. That's a terrible word, collecting bottles. But I did. I would like go and wait in line and want these bottles and everything was great. And I would get these releases and I was so stoked about it. But at the end of the day, like, I have no business by myself opening up a bottle that's 13%, 14%.
Right.
Even a 9% bottle like this, I'm not opening up by myself.
Yeah.
I mean,
because that's a share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I lived alone, like, bottles just started piling up. So when I met Jamal and I moved in and I was like, oh my God, like, and he had bottles and I had bottles.
Yeah.
And we try to like get
What's he
people
gonna think?
Actually,
yeah, she likes beer actually.
actually,
like
you know
he
what?
thought.
I can definitely say when we were at your house and I went to go put something in the beer fridge, it was like, holy shit.
And that beer fridge is like that today.
Ooh.
So, yeah, and like when you guys came over,
Yeah.
which was awesome.
use your beer crispers.
Listen, I'm like,
Yeah.
we've told people when they come over, do not bring beer. And
Right.
these are the fridges, the cabinets, like whatever you want
Yeah.
to try to just clear some of the
That
stuff
jerk chicken was
out.
amazing.
Jerk chicken.
Don't worry about it. I know you got long legs.
But yeah, we'll definitely
Deserved it.
we're hoping to do another big, because usually we do like an industry, we call it industry party annually that we like to have at the house. This year with the Cedar Park and everything,
Yeah.
it was just
it was good.
You may have had priorities.
Everything got put on the side of the garden, like all things. So our summer was dedicated to that.
I mean, which
But
great
Understood.
cause and phenomenal job you guys did with the Cedar Park. It was phenomenal.
I mean, I didn't ask Jamal this, but does he own a beekeeper suit? Because that should be a photo shoot in itself.
oh
Yeah.
my gosh, listen.
Like, head to toe beekeeper with that little can sprayer thing.
smoker.
Like, just
I would
whatever.
do that little like, puff or smoke the bees.
Yeah.
That'd be like in slow motion.
Yeah.
No, he does not own one. We have a couple neighbors that have bees. So in the summer when all of our flowers and things like that are in blossom, we have a bunch of bees that visit the garden, which is super cool. So, and we have like there's one business because we live in the Cove, so we have like Cove Honey, like which is really cool. It's very local. So we haven't fully gone to that whole bee thing. But
Oh,
I know
it's coming.
I know he wants it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will be like we've talked about like rain barrels and things like that. Like we have an irrigation system in our garden. We've got chickens. We have an outdoor cat, and she keeps all the little rodents at bay.
Are the chickens only for eggs, or do you eat them?
Only for eggs. Yeah, they're laying hens. We thought about doing meat birds,
Jay
but
has chickens. For
Yeah.
eating.
yeah,
Just
you
making sure.
can have meat birds, but it's just too much work. Like and
I
honestly,
can't imagine with what time are they going out there and
Yeah.
cleavering these chickens.
because they're ready in like 8 weeks,
You get
which is
someone.
crazy.
No, you get someone
Yeah.
to do
Yeah,
it.
it's like Ironheart,
Yeah.
but with chickens.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
you just-
actually,
yeah.
there's like
Alright.
there's like a mobile service that you can hire that can come and like clean your
Yeah.
chickens and
That's what I
stuff.
said.
Yeah.
But also like you need to have enough to make it worth it. So
Right.
we have 6 chickens right now, and only 3 of them are laying, which is great for us because like today I went and collected 8 eggs, like
Oh, wow.
I haven't
Yeah,
collected in a
yeah,
couple
yeah.
days.
That's
So
that's a lot of eggs.
when
to-
I was working at the brewery, I would show up to work and there'd be empty egg cartons on my desk, and I'm like, who wants eggs?
Right.
Like, because everyone's more than happy to have fresh eggs, and we love them, of course. But
Brown eggs are local eggs, and local eggs are fresh.
yep. So we have our homestead eggs, and then next year we'll get back in the garden. And now that Cedar Park has a routine, we've got the bones laid down, and we'll get back on all the other stuff. But yeah, it's cool. It's been a fun journey, that's for sure. I mean, you've been to the homestead. You've
Yes.
seen it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then that dude came over from Bears and
Oh
cooked.
my God.
Jose.
cooked it. Yeah.
Yeah, he
The
did
best-
the
yeah,
ribs
did the
on
ribs.
low fire and
Oh
put
my
like
God.
Sounds
a whole
awful.
can of like
It's the
fuzzy
best-
baby ducks over the ribs.
It was the best ribs ever.
Yeah, that was. We'll do it again.
I don't know. I'm
Don't
going to
worry,
give Mark a
Alyssa.
shout out for his ribs. Mark makes some mean
I'm
ribs.
gonna tell you right now. He shit on Mark's ribs.
I guarantee it. But I just wanted to give Mark a nice
Shout out, Mark.
Shout out, Mark.
Yeah,
And his
Jose.
ribs.
Jose used to work at
Uncle Mark.
Bear Smokehouse.
Yeah. He's got his
And
own spot now, right?
He does.
Yeah,
He
'cause-
works at Archie's and he does the meat truck out of
Yeah.
Archie's. And I mean, when Jose was at Bears, he was the guy traveling, winning all these awards.
Right,
for
right,
Bears.
right.
So like he knows.
No,
what he's doing.
Yeah.
Everything we've ever had from him has been incredible.
Because I told him, it was like, dude, if Bears actually did their ribs like this, he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, man, I know.
Yeah, he's also like another guy who's just he's in it for the cause.
Yeah.
Great heart, great attitude. He'll never brag about himself.
No, he's
just
mad
he just
humble.
wants to feed you.
Yeah,
and
mad
like
humble.
you know.
I wanted to be fed, and it was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, and he's happy. That's all. That's all he cares. So he's great.
You weren't there.
We'll do another one, Lisa. Don't worry.
You know what? It's okay. I had my private invite.
Listen,
I was at a different party.
I'm down for a girls' night. When I come down for girls' night, let's do it.
Absolutely.
There you go.
That
There you
was
go.
fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, guys.
That would be a night where things probably get posted
Yeah.
and completed.
Actually, yeah. Very true.
Just saying.
That'd be
Yeah, 'cause
fun.
Women do it right.
Just pick up Renee. That's all I ask.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, where are you
It's
going to
not a
drop her
party
off?
without
Though?
Renee.
Pick her up, and you could drop her off, and she can
Listen,
puke at the doorstep.
I was just gonna say, I don't babysit well.
Yeah, no.
No.
She can. No, she'll be fine.
So glad you're not in there.
She'll be fine. Just roll the window down, give her some air, and
No, I'm
Just let
really,
her out.
I'm really big on hydration. Everyone
Yeah.
gets a
Yeah.
whole
Exactly.
glass of water with your electrolytes.
Yeah.
We'll
Liquid
take-
IV.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
Just-
I don't like liquid IV.
No?
I don't. I
That's
do
fake
not
crap.
like liquid IV.
What do you put in water
Um,
to?
I like Noons. I like. I just started with this new brand. I'm branching out. It's, Doctor something. I have to look it up on Amazon, but it's like a powder form.
oh, okay.
Otherwise, I'll just put a little squeeze fresh lemon juice in
Yeah.
there, like anything to just kind of boost the water absorption in
Right.
your body.
Yeah.
But no, I'm really big on like you'll see me pull out like Noon packets, and I'm like, here you go, like here's
Yeah.
your water, like everyone stay hydrated.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just something that just kind of happens.
Is it like
Just your electrolytes.
NOON or NUN?
NUUN.
Okay.
Yeah, and
See?
they have a
Just make
variety of different variations of it. So there's some that are for rest, which have like chamomile and adaptogens,
Oh.
and magnesium, which are more for like the later evening quiet
Yeah.
to help you kind of settle to sleep. There's some that are sport, so if you're sweating a lot, they have a little bit higher sodium. There's some that have a little bit more caffeine, so if you want like that morning like hydration with a little bit
wake
of
up,
boost,
yeah.
that's really nice.
maybe your boobs won't call people.
Listen, there's a
Is
new
there
for
one
everybody.
for when your boobs activate your phone and play music or call
That
people?
might be the rest one because the
Okay.
body
Yep,
at
that's
that
the
time
rest.
is like relaxed.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I hydration and electrolytes.
Again, sorry for everyone that my boob responded to tonight with exclamation points and calling and the music.
Your boob went right to TikTok.
Just excited. Just today. Exciting
Obviously,
day.
you were
I'm
over
here to
there.
play.
I mean, come on. This is what happens. It has nothing to do with you.
Well,
Kinda
Jess,
would hope not.
I want to say thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Oh
my God.
We so appreciate you coming down.
He's so in his field.
Yeah.
No,
See?
I mean,
I love it. I'm leaning in. I'm
look,
listening.
I appreciate everything Jess and Jamal do. I really do.
Agreed.
I'm big fans. I'm such big fans. It's
I'm so glad you
ridiculous.
didn't think there would be anything to talk about. Right? Like,
That was
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
I mean,
What are
I
we gonna
think-
talk about?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
for us, like always, we just, we do what we do, and it's fun, and we just want to bring people together and
And
create
that's what makes
spaces.
you guys so
So-
special is you're not
Exactly.
doing it for you. Let me think about this. You are doing it for a community, a greater cause, but you're not doing it to justify your own self-worth.
Yeah.
Right, like
Which is-
Jamal's now like, look what I made.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Like,
Like his face the first time I said, you're kind of like a philanthropist. His face was so like, no, I'm not. Like,
me?
who
Yeah.
am I? Like,
Yeah.
what did you read on the internet? Like, he doesn't see himself as such a icon of Connecticut
Truly
and
is.
you know
Yeah.
I mean, for the amount of years that this man has in this industry for how old he is and
Correct.
what he's been able
Exactly.
to accomplish.
Starting
And
at such
I
a young
have to remind
age.
Yeah.
him myself too. I'm like, listen, you were Hartford's Business Journal 40 Under 40, Connecticut
Yeah.
Magazine
Yeah.
40 Under 40.
Right.
Exactly.
You've created a nonprofit. You have like started a scholarship. You've literally created opportunities for people. You're a mentor. You're a coach.
Yeah.
You're a gardener. You're a passionate individual. I can
You're
go
a
on and
husband.
on
You're a
and
man.
on.
You're
Yeah.
a community member. The things he does, and you can't sell yourself short, because I think honestly, you two build each other up, and that's what, like all good relationships should be.
Yeah.
Power couple on the other side of the table.
Right.
No offense to us over here, but it wasn't our anniversary yesterday. So,
Separate, you guys would be great. Together, you're just
Phenomenal.
phenomenal.
dynamite.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And,
Yeah.
and like him and I always try to dodge the power couple word. We're like,
I know.
dodging it, dodging it.
Don't.
But it's like
Don't.
we hear it often, and it's just like funny sometimes when we look at each other. I'm like,
Because
"Really,
that's
us?" Like,
not
because we
what
never
you guys
look
set
at it
out
that
for.
way.
It's
No.
being said about you. You're not
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
It's not Jess and Jamal Park at Cedar Park.
I
Yeah.
would like to see in
It is.
20
It always
years
is.
sit down with both of you again. Actually, longer than 20 years, because I want you guys to have some grays.
I'll be
I want you guys to have like a wraparound porch and be in your like rockers and just be like,
With your chickens.
Yeah.
we accomplished
We
some
might
shit,
be
man.
in Thailand, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
All right, so then it won't be a wraparound. You'll be on the fucking boat.
Yeah.
Where the dollar
You know
goes
what I mean?
farther.
You know what?
And
By then, maybe I'll be willing to take the 20-hour flight.
Oh, that would be
Can
amazing.
you imagine
but to
that?
see what you guys think of yourselves
Go and see
once
Jesse
you're
Jamal's chicken.
settled.
Yeah, for real.
Because you guys are too busy and active to see yourselves right now. But, as a woman in whatever I do, but you kind of set that path before I knew that I liked beer even. So in all the women that are out there that don't know what they're going to do or think they need to have this, higher level education or, just love yourself, man. Like that, and that is your message.
Yeah.
Without putting words in your mouth, but appreciate and love yourself and just follow your path and be true to yourself.
Do whatever the hell
Because
you
it's a
want.
vibe.
It is.
It is. Do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
True.
I think ultimately that's what it comes down to. Be happy at what you do.
Yeah.
And find that thing that you love and lean in. Don't let anything discourage you.
Yeah.
You don't have to be perfect. We all make mistakes. Giving yourself permission to make mistakes, and ultimately, like you'll find that path. Like that's just what happens, and you never know where it might go.
Right.
And that's the exciting part.
I purposely didn't bring this up earlier, but as a Latina woman, do you have anything to say to, the stereotypes or break the molds or, like, what do you have to say to all of the young Latina ladies out there or
gosh.
ladies of color that, give them one final message?
Lisa,
I
just
won't-
make sure your phone's off.
I'm going to touch
Yeah.
Yeah.
myself to make sure I'm back over
Yeah,
here.
Make sure your phone's
But
off.
Silence everything.
because I purposely didn't bring it up earlier, but I do want to touch on that right now because I think it would be, foolish not to, because I think that the beer industry, women, all of that has all of
Right.
these stereotypes. So speak to that, talk to the camera, tell them why you mad, tell them
Tell me why you mad, son.
We need
Tell me why you mad.
27 more minutes. No, I'm kidding.
Hot 9
tell them how they can be.
Honestly, show up. Take up space. Do not be scared to take up space because there's plenty of space, first of all, and second of all,
Very true.
there's nothing that you are doing wrong that the person next to you is doing right. Because we're all here having the same experience. And if I had shied away from, oh, well, I'm the only one that looks like me, or I may not understand beer the way that the person next to me does, like if I had taken that and run away with it, I would not be here. I would not have the connections or build or anything ever because I would have just been too scared. But ultimately, we need more people that are different because
Yeah.
different perspectives, different experiences, it brings different value and understanding and community, and that is ultimately what we need more of in this world. So, if anything, just be there and take up space.
You heard it here. Show up,
I'll
show
cheers
out,
to that.
have
Yeah.
fun, live life. It's a vibe.
It is a vibe.
Enjoy the ride.
Make it a
Yeah.
vibe. If it's not, make it a vibe and have
Make it a
fun.
vibe.
Yeah.
Embrace your inner Jess past Beer Me, but now just Jess, who is embracing herself with all of her feels and all of her future.
Yes.
Thank you.
Cheers. I got an empty glass. But cheers.
It's all good.
Cheers.
All right, and we'll catch you on the next one.
That was an outro.
Ciao.
Drink responsibly. Stay wobbly.
We're gonna catch you on the next one.
I had to prompt you guys, sorry.
Deuces.